showing right now. Hopefully, we get a better showing than we did yesterday. People come in and want to talk ball with your boy. Pop-up shop number 2. Let's get the mic ready right here. Damn, I didn't even check the mic. Hopefully, we're good. If not, we got to restart. You know what I mean? Come one, come all. Hear ye, hear ye. Where y'all at, people? Pop-up shop. Conley in the house. Josh says, sounds good. Oh, good. Thank you, Josh. Robin Mars in the house. Brandon Brown. Brandon Brown, what up, baby? David Lowe in the house. Big boy in the house. Jayla, what up? Hey, Eddie Sewell in the house. BBC in the house. Marcus Thomas. Javinci or Givenchy. Southern Buck. My man. Steph in his house. Jones to Murph. What does that mean? David Lowe, Conley, LSU super chatting. Hey, that's $2 more than we've ever gotten from LSU at this company. What up? Your man Exotic Orange Juice Greg in the house. You know, he be on some Wired in the house. What it do, y'all? What it do, man? David Lowe says worried about Saturday. What that mean, bro? I'm supposed to know which team you're talking about here. I only chat with about 25,000 people per day. You were worried about, I'm confused. Leem in the house. Kirk in the house. Antoine in the house. What up? BBC says you have the best content when it comes to breaking film down. For sure. Appreciate it, man. Hopefully it goes beyond that too, man. I think we get it popping over here. That's what we do, baby. At the very least, you're going to say, man, I was either entertained, pissed off, or whatever like that, but I got a show. Austin in the house. RN back with RN. I saw you yesterday, baby. So I'm glad I watched on the read-through. RN, you're on block alert. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You repeated the same thing about 215 times. If you do that without super chatting, we're going to tell you we got to get you up out of here with pink slips, man. Don't do that. But he said CJ and Marco didn't play last year. CJ and Marco's not good. So mentioning him, what does that mean to me? CJ Henderson has not been playing good either. So I don't understand. You know what I mean? He's a very talented player, though. So if he gets it together, I think he's injured. You know what I'm saying? If he gets it together, then he's a problem, right? He's definitely a problem. But Marco Wilson, what that mean to me? That would be like me saying DJ Daniel didn't play last year for Georgia. DJ Daniel's not that good. What does that even mean? Demetrius said he believes CJ is not 100%. Southern Buck says the live streams are on par with the film studies. Thank you. Big Dog says hands down the best content on the tube. Thank you. I Conley back. Don't see the Badger poster in the background. He's trying to get me out of my Badger poster. That's because I'm not even set up all the way yet. I don't actually know where I can put this Badger. I'm about to put it over there by that box or something like that to get Conley out of my back. He up there emailing me trying to get me to sell him my Honey Badger poster. I done had that thing like 10 years, bro. Why you doing that to your boy, man? Demetrius said nobody's 100%. Logan in the house. Logan says the new place is raw. Thank you. This is a blessing, right? By the grace of whomever, you know what I'm saying, a higher being or something like that. So hard work pays off. Now I'm in the upper room. I was in our last house. I was down. It was kind of a split level, right? So I was down there in the fourth room right here. So this time I'm up top. We got 3 levels in this bad boy. I'm up top, but it feels a little funny up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't think the AC be working the same. I'm gonna have to be drinking some water. Caleb should dig the new set. We'll get it popping in here, man. We'll see what's going on. But it's a big ass room, so I get the factory stuff in here. You see the t-shirts. Man, I gotta get the Fab Five Johns. I gotta show you the Fab Five Johns here. Tyler says heat rises. Murph was literally the underground king before. You already knew this, man. Con says crib looks good. Thank you. It's lonely at the top, says Demetrius. All right, so let's get it. I don't know. Y'all see I'm doing a lot of content on this game. I've been prepared for this game. This is one of the ones right here, right? Covering both of these teams this year on YouTube, having my own Georgia Patreon, and of course, just knowing everything that I do about the Gators since I was however old. I've been waiting for this matchup, right? So I think it's playing out a lot more like I thought it may play out prior to the season. A lot of people didn't have faith in Florida, right? There's one guy in particular. I'm not going to lie. He's my guy. He's in our group chat. His name is Ian. People in the group chat remember me and Ian going back and forth, and I was telling him how good that I thought Florida was going to be. Obviously, he's some kind of staunch Georgia homer, and he was saying that Dan Mullen sucks and this and that and whatever like that. And I'm like, how, Sway? I'm like, Dan Mullen probably forgot more football than your boy Coach Smart even knows, right? So don't get it twisted. Coach Smart came to the University of Georgia. Georgia was already popping. It was a 10-win team 2 seasons prior to that man being in the national championship game. He's a great coach. He's a I'm great recruiter and all that like that. But you can't say that he's a better coach than Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen working with Les his entire career. We know Coach Smart from working with Alabama. Coach Smart been gone from Alabama for a whole bunch of years, and they still been in the national championship hunt, and they still won championships without him and stuff like that. We know Dan Mullen, he got away from Urban Meyer, right? Did his own thing, was able to have some success at Mississippi State. That dude is the hacker. He's the hacker. He understands how to run a football team. There's stuff that goes beyond coaching that goes into making a great program. And I believe he understands that. So he gets his shot now at a national program. Like I said, one of the best programs in the country. That goes without saying. At times, if everything's popping and where it's at and those pretty colors and all that like that, it could be the best program in the country. So this rivalry right here, this Florida-Georgia rivalry, Georgia-Florida, whatever, it's a mother. And I think this is a pivotal game. This is a pivotal game, not from Florida's standpoint, from Georgia's standpoint. There's a lot of pressure on Georgia, man. A ton of pressure. And I ain't talking about that doctor pressure that Todd Grantham will be putting on them. I'm talking about from the standpoint that this Georgia team, to me, is supposed to be the best team in the country this year, hands down. Stuck with both coordinators, not both coordinators. Obviously, the DC was going to leave for a head coaching job, but somehow you kept Jim Chaney around and didn't come, or you found somebody probably a little bit better than James Coley. You're coming in with all these juniors, right? All these guys that have made impact on the team coming up. You thought that this would be the year, right? You're going to lose these guys after the season, a good majority of them, right? You could possibly lose the General Jake Fromm. Maybe he comes back, but even with him coming back, you're going to for sure lose like Andrew Thomas and DeAndre Swift and these guys like that. Could lose Eric Stokes and all that. It could look a lot different for him. So if not now, then when? They're recruiting very good, but where's the player development in some of this? With Dan Mullen, it's the opposite. I don't think he's definitely not recruiting as well as Georgia. But, man, he's developing a lot of players, and I can see that even in guys like Chris Bogle that I see come in and some of these younger guys like that. Now, don't get me wrong, Georgia's loaded to the gills still, no doubt about that. But can they take the next step, especially if it's without the General Jake Fromm, or even with him and maybe a compromised version of whatever's going on, I mean, losing some guys off the offensive line and everything like that. So from a coaching standpoint, who do you guys have? Straight up, Dan Mullen or Coach Smart? Not any mods in here? Eventually in here on crack runs Zamir White. What we talking about? What Zamir White got to do anything? The man's getting like 1 or 0 carries before, and they still won. Anthony says, top billing to you first off. Javinci says, Trask is a turnover machine. That's one of the things I noticed by a lot of Florida people. They are kind of glossing over that. They were talking about Fromm is not a turnover machine. He's the absolute. I should have did the content. I should have put it in there. It was getting too long. I was going to put those 3 interceptions from the University of South Carolina game in there and showed you that it was not even the dude's fault. All them Kyle Trask interceptions are his fault. He's got some stuff in him that he will throw you a couple of bunnies here and there. So I don't know if people are imagine that. But what we got right here, Mullen is a good coach, but he's 0-3 against Smart. That is true. That is true. But guess what? He took over a 4-win team. He came against this man, and he was already popping. And Mississippi State is not built to compete with a Georgia. So Mullen does more with less. Kirby has a loaded roster. No reason they should lose other than coaching. Damn, that's hard. That's hard. Gator D can overcome turnovers. This is RN dude talking about. I think RN may be the worst commenter on top billing, like for sure. If you go back and I was watching, I was like, what is this dude talking about on the run back from yesterday? He's all over the place. Like, relax, bro. Mullen or Coach Smart? Who you got? Give me some analysis behind as to why. Mullen's coaching staff seems to be developing their players better, in my opinion. He's got some good guys on the coaching staff, man. What's up, VTW? Mullen has built up a program. Oh man, we tripping right here. Like everybody's popping. Before we even get back to that question right there, let your boy get a thumbs up, man. Thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. Tell me you up in here. Let them know. I told y'all, man, when y'all come in, pop that thumbs up. Let your boy know we in here that we can get started. Jacob says Marco is overrated. Imagine if Chris Steele was in the secondary. I think Marco's as good a talent as Chris Steele, if not a better talent. I just think that he's coming off of an injury. So you have to say what it is right now. I just don't think that he's playing up the stuff. He's not that good right now. He could be good next year. Dennis Wilson in the house. Dennis Wilson, what are you being here for? I think he's a Miami fan. Aaron says Chris Steele doo-doo. Marco and Henderson best in the nation, says JD Wolf. JD Wolf is another guy that I think is I think he may be on block alert. You know what I mean? He just be saying stuff like, "Come on, JD Wolf, let's not do that. Let's talk football. We don't got to do that." There's no way you think those two guys are the best in the nation. Dan Mullen all the way. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get it, man. Let's get it to 60. Come on. Y'all sitting there. Big dog in the house. Thank you. Conley, of course, thank you. Big boy, thank you. Austin Jones, thank you. Byron Brown, thank you. Dennis Wilson, thank you. Marcus Thomas, thank you. Mac Jennings, Jay Cliff, thank you. Logan, thank you. Marcus says block that scrub. Which one? Both of them dudes saying some crazy stuff. Demetrius Welts, thank you. Zimmer, thank you. Donald, thank you. Marcus, thank you. JNM Boxing, thank you. Jalen, Rick Rock, Da Vinci, VTW. Dang, where y'all going, man? Y'all can get it to 75. Keep going. Let's go. BB Genetics. JR Flies in the house. Thank you. Thank you, JR. I need your help. So I want you to be watching RN and the Wolf guy. He's just trying to spark people to talk to him or something like that. Let's have real college football talk and real Gator Georgia talk. So I'm not talking anything outside of the Gators and the Dogs. I told y'all I was going to be real heavy on the content for this one this week. The next week, I'll be real heavy. It's LSU, Alabama, right? So y'all know I'm all over that bad boy. It's going to be the same deal. Logan says Murph or Murph. Logan must not watch the videos. My name pops up every single video that I do with my Twitter on it. It's MURF, man, Murph. What's wrong with Logan, man? Jesse, thank you. All right, y'all. So here we go with JD Wolf. Says they are better than any duo in the nation. And what have they done to say this? Like, what has Marco Wilson done to say that a duo with him would make it the best in the nation? How are they remotely playing as good as Jeffrey Okudah and Damon Arnett at Ohio State? How are they even playing as good as AJ Terrell and Darian Kendrick at Clemson? Like, come on, man. You can't do that to me. You know what I mean? You can't do that to me. I watch everything. Like, let's not do that. Thank you. Anybody want to come with the thumbs down? All that. That's I like that because it just gets you out of here real quick. Great. Gene, thank you. Danny says, coming from a UF fan, the secondary looks suspect. All right, so Brad Stewart, I think, is solid, right? Very solid. Donovan Steiner has had his moments, but I think he's a poor tackler. Sean Davis is a poor tackler. He has shown some range and made some pretty good plays, but overall, you would say that he's an extremely poor tackler as well. That's not good. That's not good when you're playing against a team like Georgia who will get to that third level with some guys that are probably very hard to tackle to begin with. And then you come in trying to combat that with some guys who have not been good tacklers, at least this season, right? Yes, we know that Florida rotates this. All right, JD Wolf. I think he has one more, and then we're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, make your next comment your best comment. We don't do predictions until the final show of the week. All right, so where we at? We good with Coach Smart. Nobody wanted to say Coach Smart's name. What's going on with that? People were saying Coach Smart was the best in the country. Is Coach Smart better than Dan Mullen? Let's get it. Don't change don't change the topic or whatever like that without super chatting. It ain't gonna happen. You super chat and then we'll get it. BB says finish him. He's got one more. All right, so nobody's coming to Coach Smart's defense, not even the Georgia fans. No, it says Marco's been playing some nickel the past 2 games. He ain't look that good there either. Smart is by far better, says Rodney. Okay, Rodney, how is he by far better than Dan Mullen? Marcus says Smart. Are you guys saying whomever you're saying, at least give me some analysis? I don't do you see me, I take time and I come with even if I'm wrong, you can say that, hey, he at the very least took time and he came and formulated an opinion. I'm asking you guys to give me a couple of sentences. Austin says Mullen is next level with the schemes. He is. This man says, why is no one talking about Tony? Because we're talking about defense. Because they're not dumb. They don't want to get blocked. That's why they're not talking about Tony. So you do it again, you're going to. Dr. Pressure hasn't been bringing much pressure because of the secondary. I agree with that. Justin Hayward's in the house. Thank you, bro. I think Smart is good. He needs to be a better play caller. He doesn't call any offensive plays or any defensive plays for that matter. But so I don't know about that comment. Smart lost me on the fake field goal and fake punt calls. Pretty sure that was suggested to him by whomever the coordinators were at the time, and he let it go. So, but listen, those are hindsight stuff. I've seen people do some stuff. I'm like, damn, that was kind of dumb, but they succeeded with it. And is it dumb when it succeeds? You know what I mean? So you can't be hindsight and stuff like that, right? Because if he would have gotten those and he would have pushed that, like in that SEC championship game, if they would have gotten that, now the type of play or something like that, but the actual play in itself is trying to be aggressive, I don't know. Smart is the Romeo Crennel of Alabama football. Damn. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. Can they handle Zuniga and Grenard? What is RN talking about, man? Jesus, man. I want to say that RN is probably 13. Dang, that's hard. Smart only good when he has an elite back, says Chad. I'm confused by that. He's had an elite back every year that he's been there. So he's always good then. That doesn't make any sense to say. He's not had he came in with Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. When Kirby has its back against the wall, look out, Gators. Gators going down. Mark says UGA equals RBU. Sometimes I wonder, why do I even live stream, to be honest with you? I wish I could have like an exclusive live stream to where we can just pick people out of these type of chats and, like, you know what I'm saying, and get the rest. What is like a contraction or something like that? Dr. Pressure will have it dialed up for UGA. Murph block him for that running back comment. He just looked goofy. Some of these people, I'm just gonna let them sit out there and look goofy. White Durden says, what's the question? I don't even remember what the question is now because people aren't following the script. All right, so let's get past that. All right, so let's go. Blended 22. We're getting back into this again. Only got some amount of time. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Let's start on the back end with the secondary, right? Who would you take in a blended 22, making your own team like a pickup game in the secondary between both teams? I would think at the safety position, you have a mix of Brad Stewart, Donovan Steiner, Sean Davis. Man, who else comes in there? Jawan Taylor. So those 4 guys with Richard LeCount, J.R. Reed, and that's about it. It's about it, the safety position that you even really want to talk about with Georgia, at least for right now, right? Guys like Lewis Cine and these guys haven't made enough of an impact to really say what else. But as far as the guys who are playing, even with the short leash or with the shortness of who's played with Georgia, it's possible that I would still take both of Georgia's safeties, right? I'm not a big Richard LeCount guy, but I think he makes a little bit more plays or has the ability or something about him over like Brad Stewart and Donovan Steiner. You know what I mean? And J.R. Reed is better than all of them dudes. He might be better than most of them combined. He's that good of a player. J.R. Reed's one of the best safeties in the country. So give me your starting 2 out of those teams or those 6 players that I mentioned right there. Conley in the house. Red Pill Pharmacy in the house, just for all the work you put in, Murph. Thank you. Conley is smart, too stubborn to change offensive scheme. I think he is at this particular point in time. Justin Hayward in the house. Because he was always knowledgeable. All right, here we go. Double A says Reed and LeCount. He's going with his own people. Godwino says he just said one person, so he's going to get skipped. Frederick Taylor says Eric Stokes. Come on, man. People cannot stick to the script. I said just the safeties. Why are you mentioning corners? Life ain't that hard, B. It's not that hard. Here we go. Caleb, Reed and Stewart. Calvin, Reed and Stewart. Kel says Reed and LeCount. Santee's laughing. Garrett says gotta go Reed and LeCount. Al Delta says Reed and Davis. Sean Davis, really. Marvin said he broke tonight, man. It's all good, man. As long as you can pay attention. These dudes right here, they're not super chatting and they're not paying attention. That makes me mad. Reed and LeCount from Adam Gibbons. Reed and Stewart for sure, says Emmer. There's no for sure in that because nobody's saying that Stewart is some type of gangster type player or anything like that. But there's no for sure. So all of this is close. Reed and LeCount. Henry says Reed and Davis. Steiner and Reed. Steiner and Reed. This dude right here must be Donovan Steiner's older brother or something like that. Donovan Steiner would be one of the last ones I would take. That man, you breathe on that man, he gonna miss a tackle. Everybody said what's good. Greg said Steiner is trash. Henry said Steiner is bad. That's what I'm saying. That dude had to have been a Steiner. Like, don't just do it because you like. Some of these kids I know. How many of these kids I talk about I would know, spend time with, and everything like that, and I'll still be straight neutral on it, right? So that's what I think is the appeal of this particular channel right here. You know that I'm going to be neutral no matter what. I'll be neutral on my boy Coach K. That's my big brother. Leslie said, LOL, older brother, stop it. I'm a Gator season ticket holder, says Greg. Oh, okay. LeCount looks like an elite tackler compared to Steiner. Now that's hard. When you make rubber band man Richard LeCount look like an elite tackler, you know your tackling ability is trash dookie. Steiner's bad. Dang, why did the season ticket holder guy get timed out? What are you doing? JD Wolf says you trying to troll Florida. Trying to troll Florida. And what would I gain from trying to troll Florida? No, don't time him out. Y'all. Oh. That's right. He had one more. Okay, I got y'all. That's right. He had one more to go. Damn. He went out bad too. That was one. Get him out, coach. What would I get for trying to troll Florida? I don't understand this. I'm pretty sure people can see that I'm doing very well with this Gator stuff. I'm being real about it. If I'm trolling Florida, then I'm trolling Georgia. I think Richard LeCount and Donovan Steiner are the same people to me, but LeCount maybe a little bit more athletic. And in his mind, Richard LeCount thinks he's Sean Taylor too. So you always got to remember that. He's not afraid of contact at all. He just can't complete your tackles. Jar Reed is the best safety, and that's not even close, says Calvin. I agree with that. Out of those guys, I don't think it's that close. He's the truth. Conley says, get him out, coach. Conley a little late. We already got him out. Conley, his internet behind, like I think mine was just like my internet seemed like it was tripping. The internet over here. Y'all gotta let me know if the internet start tripping. We're gonna have to, pay some people a visit. Name a game he suffered this year, says Kels. What is Kels talking about here? Lacate's tape is round 1 this year, says Kels. How, Sway? Richard LeCount is playing like a first-round draft pick this year? Did somebody read this? Don't ever say next subject here. Unless you super chatting. Don't ever do that. This man, I'm sorry, this person has to be crazy. Richard LeCount, what? Come on, man. I'm confused here. AJ in the house. What up, AJ? We can't get him out for that. That's an opinion right there. Downfield, yes. In coverage, yes. Wow. Isn't that funny that, somebody can have an opinion like that? And we got the freaking, right? I'm saying I do this film studies of each game, right, in my Patreon account. You know how many Richard LeCount blunders and stuff that I've dealt with. What plays has he made? Last year, you could say at least he came up with something that tipped in his hands or something like that. He picked up a fumble that somebody else caused. That's why he's playing good. He's still missing tackles. He's still bouncing off of people. He's still taking wrong angles. He's the one that got beat for both these. What was the first touchdown? The long touchdown, the double move. He got smoked bad. Like, come on, man. Don't be a fan. That's Richard LeCount's girlfriend or niece. Yeah, we do need receipts on that. SC Dawg says, I've seen LeCount give up a few TDs this year. They're not watching. These people right here, they be too fans. It's okay to be a fan of someone and still tell the truth. I don't know why that thinks that it makes you less of a fan of them. To me, it makes you more of a fan of them if you can tell the truth. First round pick? Man, that's crazy. My Parker says, go Dogs. Like, what is that going to do coming up amongst a bunch of men cheerleading like that? What is that going to do for you? The Tennessee game. It was a Tennessee game. Then they had another one the following game. Was it the USC East game, the South Carolina game? They had another long touchdown, right, that he was involved in, and he didn't get over there? Smith says, here for the analysis, but we covered about every angle, good stuff, and we will need to see game almost at this point, but keep it coming. I'm watching the game since your videos. We're going to get there. I told you, don't try to change the subject on me unless you're super chatting. If you ain't super chatting, you ain't putting in gas money, don't try to change the subject. Just sit there and wait for it to change or bounce. You giving dudes chances like they get strikes in baseball. You're right. I'm trying to. AJ says LeCount can't wrap up. He still refuses to wrap up. He made an alleyway tackle, right? And he laid into the dude and got the tackle done. But what happens if that dude right there is one of the elite players that they're throwing the ball out to? What if that were some running back, Najee Harris or somebody like that? And you think you're going to just lay Najee Harris out? He refuses to wrap up. I don't think he's that good. No mind says better safety group. Then I thought we were already doing this. I said the better safety group between the two teams is not that good to me. Florida's is not that good. Georgia's is not that good. It just so happens to have one of the best safeties in the country on it in J.R. Reed. So I have to slightly give the nod to Georgia in that. I just don't like me. I don't really like the safeties at Florida. Chad says, "Do you, bro? Forget the haters. We can't never forget the haters, baby. That's how we get it popping here. I think that's still pure. You know what I'm saying? It's still got that barbershop in it. You come in here and you know what I'm saying, you on that bullshit in the barbershop. What happens to you?" Adam Miller says, "Is Trey Dean gonna be any good?" Trey Dean will be a dope ass safety. That would change the scope of the safety. Is Trey Dean scared to tackle? Is he going to miss tackles like that? No, he's going to wrap up. He's physical. That's his brand of football. I think everybody on Florida is a free safety, a finesse free safety. Maybe not Brad Stewart. I think he's decent. But the rest of them dudes, man. AJ in the house says, "What's good?" AJ, why your thing didn't have a wrench earlier? What's going on? You got a burner account? Aaron says he agreed with a move to safety. All right, so let's go with the cornerbacks. Here we go. So I did the face-off series, right, between Eric Stokes and C.J. Henderson in the offseason. So this was the first time Florida people really on the channel because I didn't have any Florida content prior. Florida people came in here and said Eric Stokes was trash dookie. He's not even on C.J. Henderson's level, this and that. That's why it pays to actually watch football. He's easily on C.J. Henderson's level, and he's playing better than C.J. Henderson is playing this year. Now, there are extenuating circumstances behind that. I think C.J. Henderson is injured. Maybe they're not saying anything about it. Actually, he was injured. I think he missed the game, right? I'm not sure he's all the way back from the injury, but Eric Stokes is playing better football than C.J. Henderson. So, but at the very least, we can say that that's even. On the other side, Marco Wilson, trash dookie. DJ Daniel for Georgia, trash dookie. Tyson Campbell could possibly come back. He was playing decent, right? He was nothing to phone home about. And beyond that, Kyer Elam, I think he's playing pretty decent, right? It's funny. He was going to be, at least people thought he was going to be a dog or whatever like that. And he went to Florida. That was a great pickup by Florida. I think he's coming in and showing himself. I would actually like to see him start, right, over Marco Wilson and maybe just move Marco to the slot like they've been doing, but make that kind of permanent. I like to see what Kyer is about. But, man, who would you guys take? I think we know Eric Stokes and C.J. Henderson will be the two starters right there. But who has the best cornerback group, in your opinion, between the two for people who are unbiased? Not people like RN. If you're not talking about Florida and Georgia, I wouldn't come in here. You're gonna lose your ability to comment on the channel. Multi-game says Sean Davis is overrated as bleep. He's trying to get me. Dang, they deleted the message. You can't cuss on here, man. They already keep demonetizing these live chats because we be going overboard. Tyreek Stevenson is a good athlete at cornerback. Hadn't done anything. What does that have to do with anything? We're not talking. We can't talk about guys who don't get any burn, right? Because then you're just Devon Wilson. He gets burned, right? Mentioning Tyreek Stevenson doesn't mean anything to me. That means you're just being a fan. Devon Wilson comes in and plays. He's been kind of average to me, right? Everybody pumped him up last year. He had a good showing in the Texas game. He had a couple of good plays in the Texas game. You were looking forward to him this year in that nickel spot. He was passed over by Mark Webb. We're forgetting about Mark Webb. I think he's a pretty good tackler, kind of more like a in the box safety type. So you got to mention him at a cornerback, inside cornerback, the star position, and then Devon Wilson you have to mention, just like you have to mention Trey Dean as well, who I think is as talented as any of those guys. He's just playing out of position, right? Be honest with you, I wish Trey Dean would start over Marco Wilson at corner. I think at the very least he'd tackle and he'd try to beat you up off the line. Maybe you play a different coverage on the back end behind him, right? To compensate for maybe his lack of speed, or you change up your coverages in that way. Trey Dean's more talented than most of those dudes that are safeties, in my opinion, and he's as talented as anybody playing corner. He's just not an inside corner. That's a crazy move to me. Justin Healy in the house. Thank you, bro. How is RN still here? And he says that I'm slow? Yeah, I'm slow. I'm slow, and this dumbass dude be in here. Man, get this dude the hell up out of here, man. This dude retarded. Come on, man. Why is he still here? I want to know that. Why is RN still here? Sam Carter in the house. Stokes and Henderson, Tyson Campbell behind them, and Campbell should be back this weekend. Stokes and Henderson, Tyson Campbell behind them. That would be your three people. But who has the best corners between both teams? Sleeping on Campbell. What has Campbell done? You're just a fan. There's no sleeping on Campbell. You got to actually do something, right? These guys like CJ Henderson and Eric Stokes, they've done stuff. I've seen them straight up ball out. Even in CJ Henderson being kind of compromised, he had a really good showing in certain spots against Jamar Chase. Does anyone think that Tyson Campbell will be able to compete with a Jamar Chase at this particular point in time? Chad says Florida cornerbacks are better. Eric Jeffrey says Florida has the best corners. Alex says Florida has the best cornerbacks. Tater says nope. Wilson and CJ healthy can stop down from. That's why you said it that way, because that doesn't make sense. Something tell me I put too much stock into this game. I was thinking, I was like, man, well, I'm going to build up this content. I already got this content. It's going to come together real good. We're going to get good analytical people. No, I get a straight fan fest. This ain't going well. Think Florida secondary with Bernie at star. If you're playing Amari Bernie, who's like 230-something pounds at the star position on a regular basis, you got to be tripping. He would go against someone like Justin Jefferson. Amari Bernie's a great athlete. I like to see him against tight ends and stuff like that, but not permanently at a star. I don't know about that. Mo says, I say Florida's cornerbacks are better. We're talking about this one subject. Why are you going past that? All right, so I want to know who let this person right here. We're not even gonna say his name because on the playback you're not gonna know who he is. But who let the name of the dude who just said that y'all see who's deleted? Who timed him out? He must have been timed out because I thought he was bounced. I'm gonna bounce you. You let guys like this keep coming by, we're gonna have to bounce you as a you're not doing your job as a mod. Bernie should be used in certain circumstances for sure. He should not be a full-time inside corner. Micaiah says, I was rocking with you. I don't know, bro. Florida DB suck. Are you looking for some attention? Is what's going on? Like, hey, there's top billing. All right, so explain to me how Florida's DB sucks. Marco Wilson. I hate when y'all do that though. Don't. If I'm talking to the dude and I'm asking him something, I want him to explain himself. How does Florida's DB suck? Some of them suck, but how do they suck? You're talking about as an overall group. Like you can type. Just be specific about what you're talking about. Bounce him. Bounce him. You'll wash my car if I bounce him. No, nobody's touching my whips. I think Bernie and Dean need to be at safety. You want a 200? How big is Amari Bernie? Hey, what's up, Caleb? How big is Amari Bernie? Y'all are tripping with me with this. I thought he was. I know he's an athlete. He was an athlete coming out of high school, but I thought he's like 230 pounds or something like that. 220, 210. How's he 210 or 220? That's a huge difference. What does FloridaGators.com have him listed at? 222. Y'all are all over the place. This is about 220. Why are we doing about anything? This is the internet. You found me on the internet. Google. BB says he's 220 to 230. Why did I do this live stream today? Closer to 230. All right, let me calm down. Right? Everything's going good, you know what I'm saying, in life. I should calm down, right? Woo-saw, whatever. Woo-saw. Google the goddamn weight. Shit ain't that hard. Why y'all make life so damn hard? Shit ain't hard. Just Google it. Don't tell me about anything. Receipts. I want receipts. Jesus. Chris Sloan, thank you. 224 is what he's listed at. Thank you. Why is this so hard? Thank you, Chris Sloan. So you want a 224-pound safety out there. Jacoby Stevens does it, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's what you want to do in this day and age, right? Because you can isolate guys like that. They started to isolate Jacoby Stevens, and they had to move him back in the second level. I don't think you want Jacoby Stevens and Amari Bernie and these guys who are very much 225-pound players playing that out like that now. Him in the box, fantastic. Him on certain situations, guarding certain players, maybe a tight end here and there, or maybe a receiver here and there. But sticking him right there, like where where Trey Dean played at, or where Chauncey Gardner-Johnson played at, that would be crazy. That would be crazy in my opinion. I think it depends on the matchups versus Georgia. Yes, LSU no. Okay, so let's go with the matchup. So you were trying to say you would stick Amari Bernie on someone like Kyrus Jackson, Dominic Blaylock, James Cook, Demetrius Robertson. You would put Amari Bernie on guys like that? Do you know who those guys are? My man says Cam Chaser is 232 pounds at safety. He plays in a cover 3 scheme, and he plays in the box. Don't just say safety. This is top billing. We know what the hell's going on with schemes and personnel. He plays in a cover 3 scheme, and he plays in the box. They have one deep safety, that's Earl Thomas, who erases pretty much everything when they did that. I would rather have him than Donovan Steiner. Swap Wilson and Dean and let Dean get in that. Wow, you will play Sean. Okay, yeah, swap Wilson. Okay, Marco and Dean and let Dean get in that face for sure. I like Kyer Elam, man. I think he may have a little bit more juice to his legs than even Trey Dean, though. I think he may be a little faster. I mean, what do you think? What does this Dixon Cider do? What are you talking about? What are we trying to get in Dixon Cider? He's not saying nothing. He got one of them dumbass names. Let's go. Elam is the 4th best corner between both teams, in my opinion. 4th best. All right, so you would go Henderson, Stokes. Who's the third? Henry Simmons. How healthy is Campbell for that matchup? I don't know. Bernie runs a 4.3. I hate when people do that, right? People are so crazy. Stevens can't cover paper passes constantly. Yeah. People are always saying that someone runs a 4.3. Do people know how difficult it is to run a 4? Some of your fastest dudes in the NFL go to the combine and run a 4.4. 4.3 is fast as shit. So this guy is 220 something pounds and he's faster than Julio Jones. I want somebody to pull the receipts on that. So that's one of those things. That's one of those things that what we do right here, right? We only work off pink slips and receipts. So when you come in, you say that so and so is this. If he's 220 pounds or this and that, we work from receipts. So my man, you got to pull out. I want to know where he ran a 4.3 at, and give me the link. Somebody drop the link right here, and we'll check the link. If not, we got to pink slip you, my man. Don't try to rob. Don't try to rob us of our sanity. Bernie ran a 4.43 at a Florida camp. All right, where we at? These two fan bases are kind of letting me down. This is not good. Jonathan says McCole Hartman runs a 4.3. What the hell does that have to do with Mari Burney, bro? I'm very confused about this. He said, according to Googly, not even Google, according to Googly, he runs a 4.3. Googly. Young coach said he ran exactly. If you run at the opening, that is your official time. We will take that. So what was his official time at the opening? So it says Florida secondary is battle tested. Definitely battle tested, but it's not like it was battle tested and it did good. So I don't understand what that means. Battle tested is you played against a great competition and you fared well. I still think that right now LSU is still scoring. Hey, this is the battle went wrong. That's all I understand. People always say that, like, yeah, we battle. Like if you fight all the time and you lose every time and get knocked out, you battle tested. But what does that mean? You still get knocked out. At least like you battle, you fight good players, or you fought good boxers or MMA fighters or whatever like that, and you have a great record. Joe says your game recast of Austin. Keep it coming. Thank you, bro. The point is not many people run a 4.3. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I got you. If you go look up and down the combine, it be dudes that we know are super fast and they run a 4.4. And people be saying that cats run a 4.2. Greg Factorman says Lamar Jackson ran a 4.34. He did not run at the combine. We don't know what he actually runs. Chad Taylor says Bernie ain't running no 4.3. I'm telling you, where's my man at, though? He got to come with the receipt, man, or we got to let him go. All right, so we've done that. All right, so the second level. All right, so here's where I think that it gets a little interesting, right? The second level, the linebackers. Amari Burney, I'm going to list him as a linebacker, but Ventrell Miller and Mr. Freeze, David Reese, really like that dude, right? David Reese is a tackling machine, very heady, not the most athletic player you'll ever see. But, man, he comes and he brings the wood and he understands football concepts. He really does. He has a vast understanding of Dr. Pressure's defense. And I know Dr. Pressure has a love of a cat like him, right? But you would think that he would have to come off the field in certain situations where they would let more athletic linebackers like a Ventrell Miller play. Beyond that, they bring in guys like James Houston and some of these guys that I know Georgia fans do not know. On the flip side of that, your starters at Georgia would be Tay Crowder, very athletic, 6'2", former running back, cat 6'3", 230. You have Monty Rice. A lot of people should know about him. He's been kind of circling the wagons here in the SEC for a few years. Then you bring in guys like a Nakobe Dean, 5-star recruit right there, is getting a lot of time. Then you got a cat like Quay Walker. Quay Walker is the absolute truth, in my opinion. And I don't know. I would like for him to get more time. You know what I'm saying, at Georgia. I'd like to see him more on field so I can laugh some more Quay Walker. But who you guys think have the best second level players between the two teams? Patrick Wardrop, thank you. Did I miss any other super chats? Nate McBride said somebody. Oh, I'm confused by Nate McBride. Devin says he agrees about Quay Walker. UGA. Murph, one day I'll donate. Stop talking about it. Be about it. UGA. Quay Walker is a machine. Georgia, but close. I think it's closer than people are thinking too, right? I think if we made that blended 22, who would start? The first person I'm grabbing between both teams, though, is David Reese. So I would go David Reese, and then probably the next 3 or 4 guys are all Georgia players. Georgia has the more talented and deeper roots as AA. AA is usually on the money. I like AA. Mr. Wolf says Reese is a beast. Lamar Stevens, UGA. KJ Styles says Henderson. I'm confused. AJ's regulating on people. Jay Johnson says David Reese is a liability in coverage. I'm pretty sure I just said that. He has to come off when they bring in guys like Ventrell Miller and stuff like that. I wish Reese was a little bit taller, says Darwin. I don't know if we got to pause that. That was kind of weird. He wish he was a little bit taller, though. I don't know the height has to do anything. Your man's rocking out and dome rocking people and putting people to sleep. Adam Miller says eating lettuce needs to go. I said that eating lettuce needs to go like 5 streams ago, but I don't know somehow he keeps surviving. So maybe he's just one of those. He's like roaches. He'll never go. B. Wyman says UGA by a little. I feel like me and B. Wyman had an altercation or something like that, and he keeps popping up. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes, you have an altercation, and they be trying to slide back. They try to slide back up in there. Top billing greetings from Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to you, bro. The title says UGA chat only, right? This man coming in here talking about recruiting. What happens to that man there? What happened to that boy? I remember Clip said that. Today's not prediction day. Azeez Ojulari would get playing time as well. We're talking about second-level players. Why is this going so bad? I think it's starting to show that I'm struggling here on the channel trying to attract real football heads. It's real football heads, though, in my comment section. I think a lot of these people are live stream seekers. Or they get the thrills off the streams. Eating lettuce did a thumbs up. Dean reminds me a lot of Roquan Smith. I don't know about that. I don't really see that much Roquan in him. I think I think once you're really good, everybody gets compared to you. Today was Wednesday. Says he forgot today was Wednesday. Tay Crowder is gonna lock up Kyle Pitts. Ooh. So all right. So let's go. Trey Crowder got his ass smashed in by Brock Wright at Notre Dame, right? But my man right here, Jay, says that he's going to lock up the best tight end in all of college football. Any response to that? Can Tay Crowder, who's a very good athlete, and he matches up in the size department, I would pause in the size department, but can he take on a guy like Kyle Pitts? Can he cover first and foremost? And then can he cover? You got guys who are legit cover guys at LSU couldn't even touch this man. Is my man Jay Johnson on that erotic coconut milk? Y'all let me know. Knox says, no. He's on that get out tip. No. Robert says, I like Tay, but no. No linebacker can cover Pitt, says Charles David. Charles David, how are you still here? I want that 4-3, or we gotta block you, bro. Houseway, says C-Note. Henry says he on that drunk milk. Conley would hit him with the houseway. Knox Smith, he is a linebacker / DE, bro. Do your research or watch some games. I'm confused. Pitts would clown him one-on-one, said JR Fly. Santee says he gone off that Wody. Rich says he's on that exotic orange juice. Smokey Watts says, man, Pitts reminds me of Ben Thorpe. Ben Thorpe? Who's that? You talking about my boy from back in the Ben Troop? What's that? I don't know who Ben Thorpe is. Who's Ben Thorpe? He talking about Ojulari Murph. He on that exo. He definitely on that exo. We have not got to the line of scrimmage yet. Conley said he on that Boone's farm. Size and speed too much. Dang, y'all killing Jay. Jay's my guy. Jay, where you at? Oh, Jay said y'all act like Pitts is Gronk. It doesn't matter. In college football, he may be Gronk, but you're acting like Tay Crowder is Mac Wilson or somebody, some type of coverage linebacker that we've seen cover. We have not seen Tay Crowder cover anyone, first and foremost. He had a bunch of blunders against the tight end in the Notre Dame game. Now you're asking him to take it even up further. I think Kyle Pitts is a better version of Brock Wright. So Robert Taylor's laughing at the Boone's Farm. Graylin says Ben Thorpe. Ben Troop. That's a dude I remember when I was younger. Ben Troop. That dude was the truth. But is he talking about Ben Troop? Conley says thinking about Ben Watson. Cole Kmet. Was it Cole Kmet or was it? I thought it was Brock Wright. Who's number 84? That's who was killing Georgia, right? That had the he had a few over routes that he connected on. I don't think Cole Kmet played in that game. I think he came back. It was Cole Kmet. It was Kmet. Benjamin Button. You was talking about Benjamin Button? Cole Kmet is 84. Okay. There you go. I think Brock Wright was the one who came back on the next game that they had. He came in and started showing out. Kmet for sure. All right, work. Kmet. All right, well, we don't got to go there. Just because somebody's mentioned doesn't mean that we have to go further into what they are. We're talking about Georgia, Florida here. Let's go. Where we at? All right, so I guess it was Georgia, huh? I see this Kels LeBeau person is back with the is this the Richard LeCount? Oh man. Crowder needs to work on his coverages. He'll need assistance against Pittsburgh. He will definitely need. Oh, I missed the question. I'm sorry. Hopefully I can catch it. Where's the question? Patrick Wardrop. He said he threw money in on the support. I don't see any questions though. Pitts will be the leading receiver for Florida. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The best line of scrimmage, right? So both of these teams are base 3-4 teams for the most part, right? They're both multiplistic in the way that they operate with their fronts. But the down line of scrimmage players, we can segment it out from 3 down linebackers to outside linebackers, right? So Florida people were making me pissed off when we did this before, I guess, with the LSU game, and they could not understand why I would not put Jabari Zuniga as an outside linebacker when he clearly plays 5 technique when he's healthy, right? There are 2 outside linebackers. One is John Grenard. That dude is a goddamn animal. The other is I'm going to do it like this. On one hand, you got a guy who's the absolute truth, runs the arc, can do your arm under move, can bull rush you, great athlete, speed, technique, everything you can think of. And on the other side, you got Jeremiah Moon. Y'all know I don't like Jeremiah Moon that much. He looks the part. The man, he don't get the job done. I think he had a sack though in the South Carolina game, right? He did something, but I think it was from like him just having a lot of effort. Just from a straight beat you off the snap though, John Grenard, that dude is an animal when healthy. Versus, all right, they have to go beyond that too. You got Chris Bogle, got a little bit of time. I like what I saw from Chris Bogle as a man up kind of deal. And then of course they go into their 4-man fronts. At Georgia, you have Azeez Ojulari, who may be every bit a John Grenard, right? Nobody's talking about Azeez Ojulari. He's the truth. And this person was talking about Azeez Ojulari when we were talking about inside linebackers, though. And then on the other side of him, you had a mix of people, right? They'll try out Walter Grant, who for some reason keeps being trotted out in college football because he has them fire-ass naked pics, pause of Coach Smart. And Coach Smart was doing crazy dominatrix stuff with one of his former coaches or something like that. And he's like, Coach, you don't play me. I'm gonna show them this little dominatrix pics you got where you had these little leather tassels on or whatever they call them. They keep trying him out there. But beyond him, man, you have Jermaine Johnson putting in a little bit of work. Nolan Smith. Man, who am I missing? They got like an 800 5-star outside linebackers, and some of them boys don't be popping like that. And let me see. Yeah, it might be. Who am I missing in that particular aspect? But who would you guys take between those? Who has the best outside linebacker core between the two? Chris Sloan mentioned Tyler Clark. Come on, Sloan. We're just talking about outside linebackers right now. We'll get to it. Azeez is the first Kirby Smart era freshman captain. Really? Adam Anderson. Yeah, Adam Anderson. That's messed up. Adam Anderson is super. Adam Anderson at any other spot would be a superstar probably. Charles Davis said, I posted the receipts, but they are suspect. He's trying to joke his way out of the situation. All right, bro. We'll let you survive. We'll let you survive, man. But next time, don't check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what we say. He on that raccoon, sir, and says Reggie Dix. Reggie Duvall in the house. N'Kobe Dean. I'm confused. Paul says, could David Reese play a little outside linebacker? You want a 5'6" outside linebacker? Grenard and Zoo are something special grown men out there. We're talking about the outside linebackers. Why is this going bad? I don't think people actually understand what outside linebackers are, even though I do the damn content every week. Line of scrimmage, outside linebackers, both 3-4 teams. Give me your two. Give me your top two at least. Tyler says Nolan Smith is a problem. Phil says bruh's about 5'6", 250 at outside linebacker. Y'all know about that. Him playing outside linebacker on the Diabate too. Yeah, Mahmoud Diabate. Mahmoud. I like Mahmoud Diabate. He seems like you said, Tater. He has a little promise. He hadn't done anything though. John Quall says Bernie. I'm confused. What is going on? Why is this going so bad? Aziz and Grenard says Robert Taylor. That would be a hard combination right there. Aziz and Grenard. Dylan B says Georgia has 14 sacks and 11 of them are against Murray State, Tennessee, and Arkansas State. Yeah, but Florida had 11 sacks and Florida had 11 sacks against one team in Miami, and we've seen ever since I've seen Miami give up 9 and 10 sacks to everybody else too. So, how many sacks though for Florida against Auburn and LSU though? Like just those two teams. Just those two teams though. Florida has 30 sacks and Georgia has, how many you said, 14? One against Auburn and LSU combined? Is this true, Noah? One? Don't say I think. What I tell y'all about this, all I'm asking you to do is just Google. I can't Google. I'm on a live stream right here. All I'm asking you to do is just Google. Tater says 0 against LSU. So that's letting me know something, right? Beat up on Miami and them other teams, but then you got to get your best competition. Now you have 1 sack, 4, says Travis. I'm going to have to get a dedicated. Anybody here want to be the dedicated stats guy? Somebody who I can trust out there. I was thinking one of my mods could be that. Laterio says Ojulari and Grenard. George says Grenard and Zoo. Zoo is a 5-tech. I'm confused. 1 in the Auburn game, 0 in the LSU game. Young Coke came with the goods. There you go. Wait, hold on. 3 in the Auburn game, 0 in the LSU game. How are we getting Young Coke? Where you get 1 if they're getting 3 at? All right, we've established that it's 0 against LSU. How many against Auburn? Noah says 1. Young Coke, who I trust, says 1. John Perry, who I don't know, says 3. Dylan B, who I don't know, says 3. Mike McDaniel says 3. Noah says 1. Marquis says 1. Where are people getting 3 at? They said 1 true sack. I don't give a damn if it's inauthentic. What's the total number? You look at sacks in the box score. What is the number? Now it's 2. Sloan, how many sacks did Florida have against Auburn in the box score where it says total sacks? Some people are saying 2, some people are saying 3, some people are saying 1. Henry says 2. I think Henry said something earlier that was different than 2. Will Mack told us to block him. Ponsal Lemonson, that's a guy who I trust. Believe it, achieve it, was talking mad trash in the comments, John. Now he's up in the live stream. I'm confused by this. ESPN says 2. It says 2. 2, 1 from Houston and 1 from Carter. Oh, so not even 2 line of scrimmage players. So 2 inside linebackers. All right, so 2. So you have 2 sacks total against your 2 best teams, and you're talking trash about Georgia's lack of sacks. I'm confused by that. When you really get down to the brass tacks of the matter, it looks a little bit different, right? And guess what? you're not going against those people's offensive line. You're going against Georgia's offensive line. One thing we can't say and we can't agree upon is Georgia's offensive line is better than anything that you faced this year. Maybe it has some hiccups here or there, but by and large, it is the most talented, perhaps, in all of college football. So imagine that. Ponsard says he's on that exotic orange juice. Joe Burrow gets the ball out fast, and I'm pretty sure that's what Jake Fromm is known for too. How many people have even sacked Jake Fromm this year? That's what you should be looking at. How many people have sacked Jake? How many times has Jake Fromm been sacked this year? Nobody's getting the ball out faster than, and you're saying Burrow's getting the ball out fast. He's getting the ball out fast because his ass is schemed up to get that way, right? They're running a lot of quick game stuff, RPO stuff like that. Jay Fromm going through progressions and getting the ball out fast. He's hitting 3-4 reads and still getting the ball out fast. That's what he does. 4 sacks allowed total. 4 sacks. How many times has Kyle Trask been sacked? Can anybody say that? So 4 seems to be the consistent, and 3 were in one game. Believe it, Chief said he wasn't talking crap, bro. We're going to have to go back and, you know what I'm saying? It was something going on. I'm going to have to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to revisit this. Keith Willard said a bunch. Three were USC. So 3 from USC and then 1 from, I think it was Notre Dame, wasn't it? Does anybody know how many times that Kyle Trask has been sacked? 13 times, this young coach? So this is what I'm saying. 13 sacks for Trask. We're going to go with 13. The first 2 people said 13. So where does that, if you're strategizing that right and you're saying, oh, Florida has this and that or whatever like that, and it has all these sacks, right? But against LSU and Auburn, 2 offensive lines, to be honest with you, I don't think are that good. Those are not good offensive lines. Georgia's offensive line is very good. And if one thing you know about the General Jake Fromm, he's going to get rid of the ball fast. Is that really going to be that much of a factor? So vice versa, Georgia's pass rush isn't as good. But as we can see, Florida's offensive line can be a little suspect as well. So where does that even out? Where would you guys give the advantage at in that particular situation, that scenario? Murray State got the other one. Dang, not even Notre Dame. Murray State be out there roughnecking. Daniel Garrett says, yeah, but it's King Trash. We're not doing the fandom shit. We're talking football. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be a real football head, just don't talk. Don't talk. Just listen, like Jodeci said. Look at Georgia's schedule to this point. What are we looking at? Are we going to try to say Notre Dame is not good because it got beat by Michigan? What does that got to do with anything? Michigan has a very good team. Michigan lost to Wisconsin or whatever like that. But Michigan was extremely competitive with Penn State and it beat Notre Dame. That's I don't know what to tell you. That's a good. Now Auburn's a pretty good team. Well, anybody here thinking Auburn is some type of juggernaut? The LSU game, now that's gangster. That UGA line is better than anything UF has seen, no question. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to say this or that or whatever like that. Who has the best offensive line between LSU, Auburn, and Georgia? Answer the question. Kentucky is pretty good, though. How, Sway? Kentucky's pretty good? I'm confused. We're talking about Kentucky's offensive line? I don't know about that. I don't think Kentucky's. I don't know about that. Kentucky's not that. Kentucky caught Georgia. I'm still waiting for Kentucky to score against Georgia. Georgia gave every opportunity to score. The LSU win was the truth. But the Auburn win, Auburn's limited. UGA, LSU, Auburn in that order, says Jay Parker. Thank you. Keith Willard says LSU's offensive line is legit. No, it's not. No, it's not. It played one healthy Auburn defensive line, and we saw what happened to that. It looked a lot different. Against Florida, it had the benefit of not having a healthy John Grenard and Jabari Zuniga, which are the two, in my opinion, the two best players on the entire team. So what are you talking about, Keith Willard? Don't come in here with that LSU bias stuff. We're not talking about LSU. Anybody here come in talking about LSU? Come on, man. What are we doing here? LSU's resume is better with 500 yards total in all 3 big games. What they got to do anything? They're passing the ball around. What 500 yards got to do anything? We're talking about Joe Burrow has been sacked 15 times. Exactly. He's been sacked 15 times. Jake Fromm got sacked 4 times. 3 in 1 game. What are we talking about here? Like, let's not do that. LSU, you can still have a great offense and not have that good of an offensive line. I've seen that from Alabama the past couple of years. We already did the receivers and all that yesterday, bro. You're late. We're talking about defense here. Georgia O-line is better when healthy. Kentucky game literally changed when Solomon Kinley came back, and that's a great point as well, but not many people are going to say that. So you are what you are, but I definitely get that. People don't want to recognize that Jabari Zuniga and John Grenard were not healthy for that LSU game, and they'll still try to say stuff like, oh, LSU's offensive line is good. Look what they did against Florida. That was a compromised Florida team. How about sacks versus the amount of times dropping back? UGA doesn't throw that often. If you drop back that amount of times, protect your quarterback. Who cares? Covered sacks. Are you talking about for Georgia? Sacks is a sack. There was nobody open for Jake Fromm. I did the film study with the South Carolina game with those 3 sacks, but still, he still got sacked. So that sounds like what it is. How healthy are Zuniga and Grenard now? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if they will come back and be compromised or not. Like I said before, if they come back and they're compromised, let's say they're both 70% of themselves. Is that 70 going to be enough to compete against 2 of the best offensive linemen in the country? One guy who's the consensus best offensive lineman in the country, and Andrew Thomas? Exactly. That's a good point right here. That person said the amount of times drop back. How many times the amount of times that Joe Burrow drops back and he already has a predetermined read? What about going through multiple reads and a progression and still being only sacked 4 times? There's a lot of different ways to look at football that's just not cut and dry. Grenard said he was 96%. How do you determine if you're 96% or 100%? Sounds to me he's probably 60%. That sounds weird. Keon Lasser says Andrew Thomas is no joke. What are we going to expect you to say, Keon? You said everything about Georgia today. You're clearly a Georgia person. I want Georgia people to say something dope about Florida and Florida people to say something dope about Georgia. That's how I know that you're paying attention to football. Chris Sloan says cement feed. That would be Stone Forsythe. He's completely horrible. So who you got Stone Forsythe in a matchup against Azeez Ojulari? Let's do that. Let's do the matchup stuff now. In a matchup with Stone Forsythe and Azeez Ojulari, who would you give that to? Can't stay long, says Trey. Congrats on the new crib. Your take on Florida's wide receivers versus UGA's DBs. Florida's wide receivers versus UGA DBs. I think here's the kicker right here. UGA can't cover if they go 3 and 4 wide and they have guys like Freddie Swain, Josh Hammond, and these guys on the inside. I think one of the guys can be taken away. Eric Stokes could travel and maybe take away even a guy like Van Jefferson. Eric Stokes is that good, right? But you're probably just going to leave him and try to have him take away one side. But the rest of them dudes on Georgia, like Devad Wilson and all these guys, I think they could probably be taken advantage of. But here's the kicker. Can Florida's offensive line hold up? I know you think that Georgia can't sack the passer. One of their big games was against Notre Dame's offensive line, which happens to be a very good offensive line filled with future NFL players in its own right. Does that even itself out, Trey? You get what I'm saying right there? So I think Florida does have the advantage going against Georgia as far as the wide receivers going against the defensive backs. But how much of an advantage is having Trask hold that ball? And his pocket presence is still a little bit suspect to me. Let's be real about the situation. Georgia can't rush the passer organically, but they can dial up some schemes. And Georgia has the fastest defense to me in the country. Top to bottom, just speed. Just speed. And that's the absolute truth. Thank you for the super chat. But that's how you get your subject in and change the subject. You got to super chat that. So I appreciate that, Trey. And that was a great example for the people out here. But people saying Azeez, Ojulari, Falcons Fury. Here's my bi-weekly dono for the UF site. Falcons Fury keeps trying to press for me to get that UF site. We'll see what's going on, man, in the future. I don't know about that now. As we can see right here, I'm having a little trouble with a lot of my Florida people here. They had 0 sacks in that game versus ND. What does that have to do with Florida? ND is trotting out guys like Robert Hainsey and all these guys who are NFL players. Florida has 0 NFL players on this line. You cannot compare the two. NST Wiz. You cannot compare the two. There's totally different lines. Notre Dame, every single Notre Dame player, maybe not the center there, but all the other 4 guys, those guys would all start at Florida. Rod Nason says Trask's placement is not the best. I think he's pretty accurate, though. I do think he's pretty accurate, but I think he can be a little inaccurate at times. Jake Fromm's pretty accurate for the most part. That's what he does. But like I said before, your man will also give you some bunnies. Rich Rain says Big Trayvon Walker is returning. What does that mean? You're being a fan, bro. Trayvon Walker has done what against what? He will in the future, but I'm not sure what that has to do with this particular game right here. I look for guys. All right, let's do the down lineman. This is where it gets interesting. Jabari Zuniga is the best down lineman on both teams. I like Kyrie Campbell. I like Marlon Dunlap. I like some of the guys that they have on the reserve there, right? But they don't go as deep as Georgia. Georgia's that part right there. People not thinking about Tyler Clark, Malik Herring, Jordan Davis, David Marshall. Guys, help me out here. You know, I ain't gonna me having to mention like that. But these guys go extremely deep with a whole bunch of very effective guys on the down lineman. Who has the best down lineman in a 3-4 front between both teams? We know who's the best player. Jabari Zuniga would start on the blended team. He would start at Georgia. But would any of those other guys really start from Florida would start at Georgia? Let me know. I like when people I think this dude wants attention. All right, Novocaine, what can I be what can't I be serious about? Let's go ahead and put you on blast right here. What can I be serious about? Let me go ahead and get you the hell up out. Let me go ahead and get you up out of here. What can I be serious about? You're not fucking with me in any form or fashion. Jordan Davis, Zach Carter. Yeah, Zach Carter. Green. I'm confused. This Bill Gonzalez dude says both Florida corner. He said Connors first and foremost. Both Florida Connors would start for Georgia. Marco Wilson is not starting over Eric Stokes Jr. Get the hell out of here. Adam Schuler. I like Adam Schuler. Grenard is an outside linebacker. Why we can't do this? Why people can't get right in the head with this football stuff? I said down lineman. There's a 3-4. Grenard is an outside linebacker. He's not a down lineman. Travis Anderson says Florida goes 8 to 9 deep. Yeah, but the first 4 are really the only guys who are that effective, in my opinion. And don't say he's a buck either. I don't like when people do that. Just tell him what he is. He's an outside line of scrimmage outside linebacker, right? That doesn't tell people who don't know about football what's going on. If you say he's a buck, that's just a term in someone's playbook. I know they don't know positions. Every time I do this, people be killing me with this stuff. They'll say something outrageous. Travis Anderson says, shit, same with Georgia. In what fashion? What do you mean? These guys are all effective that they're bringing in. Tyler Clark sometimes is not even in rotation. And you can arguably say he's the best one out of them all. And he's had a ton of success. He took over the Rose Bowl. Malik Herring is the truth. Yeah, there we go. Look, Trey Rayford came with the Rose Bowl thing. Great minds think alike. Dogs on Top can't compete because he's not following the script. Where's this one dude at, though? He wanted to come in and try to get my attention. He said, none is your world. Then why you say something, bro? What can I be serious about? Let me know. Just come talk football. Don't try to disrespect me on my shit, bro. Donald Eli says, sounds like I'm predicting Georgia. Why does it sound like I'm predicting Georgia? Just because these dudes have talent or anything like that, that has nothing to do with the game. I'm just going straight by straight. We still got to get into strategy and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you would be kind of, let's be honest here. Georgia has a more talented team than Florida. We know this. There's nobody in their right mind could tell you any maybe in certain aspects or certain position groups you could say that Florida can compete, right? But overall, Georgia's the more talented team. We knew that coming into the season. Most people predicted Georgia to be a playoff team and stuff. Nobody did that for Florida. I was one of the ones that was on the trails like, what did I tell you? Don't sleep on Florida. Florida's coming. Florida's this, Florida's that, or whatever like that. Now we see that it's kind of even just for the standpoint that talent does not matter. It matters about what matters most is a blend of talent, coaching, scheme, infrastructure, and everything like that. So that's where it evens itself out, right? Mullen and those guys to me are better than Coach Smart and those guys. So he'll have his guys while they may not be as talented. He'll have them more prepared and they'll have them looking as just as good. So I wouldn't say that. SB, what up, man? Made it go to the yellow. Been trying to catch your live streams to make up for them cheap LSU fans not super chatting. You think Florida versus Georgia game will play out like LSU versus Auburn? Florida defensive line makes a difference pending injuries. Makes a difference in which manner, though. That's what I'm saying. Florida's defensive line can be probably nullified. This is the best offensive line that Florida will have gone up against. Georgia's offensive line is better than LSU's and better than Auburn's. So let's put it this way, without Grenard and Zuniga, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that portion of the game. They'll have to find other ways to win, right? But with those guys, it can be competitive if they're healthy, for sure. But I just don't see nobody just doing in Andrew Thomas. Nobody's done it yet, and he's going against all kinds of great pass rushers. Nobody's done him in yet. Maybe Isaiah Wilson, but let's be real here. Isaiah Wilson has held his own against some very good pass rushers as well. So from those two, that's what I want to see right there. That's going to be the matchup for us real football heads. That's going to be where my eyes are glued to. I want to see Andrew Thomas versus John Grenard. That's hard. That's a high level NFL. That's my high level NFL shit. And even if they bring why Jeremiah Moon? Why we don't ever mention him? See, y'all was getting on me and shit. Y'all don't even want to mention Jeremiah Moon. But yeah, so from that standpoint right there, and then Grenard, right? Where would they gonna move him? Maybe he has success because he's playing out of 5 technique and he can disrupt stuff going against Ben Cleveland or Cade Mays or a combination of the both. Or maybe you move him around and you match him up at a shade, right? He's only 250 pounds. You probably don't want him on a 330-pound Trey Hill, but that's still football. Maybe he's too quick for Trey Hill. We've seen Trey Hill struggle, period, in my opinion. But if they put his ass over there by that big Solomon Kinley guy, that's a matchup for your ass. Solomon Kinley, in my opinion, is the best lineman out of them all, right? Best lineman out of them all. He's just not going to get that type of respect because he's a left guard. That's a tough matchup for any team. I'm sorry. Miles Menace is there, smoking them Black and Miles. Young Alex says Moon is a sleeper. Moon might be in a sleeper. Unique says facts. LeVar says facts. B. Wyman in the crib. What up? Shout out to B. Wyman. I think he's trying, you know what I'm saying? I think me and him did have an altercation. I think he's trying to make up for the altercation. Shout out to B. Wyman, though. Do you think Dr. Pressure will put Zuniga at the 3 so Moon can play? I think that's interesting to watch. I'm confused. Like, just from my times doing all these film studies for Florida, Jabari Zuniga has been exclusively 5 technique in their base front, right? So Jeremiah Moon has been the starter, right? So you got all 3 of those guys. So you still have your best personnel on the field, to me, at all times. Man, I'll be honest with you. I'd like to see Dr. Pressure try Chris Bogle out there, right, with those guys. I think Chris Bogle is a more natural pass rusher than Jeremiah Moon. I think he has more talent than Jeremiah Moon. I think he's going to be a handful in the future. Why not? Georgia wouldn't hesitate to throw Nolan Smith out there. Who's to say, why is Nolan Smith any different than Chris Bogle? I like Chris Bogle, right? I thought he was going to be an Alabama Crimson Tide. I had all my stuff done up on him when I was covering the Tide and everything like that. He's on Florida. I'm giddy as a mama jumper. So I want to see more of him. But Jabari Zuniga, from my understanding, is a 5 technique. So that could be a problem because I see him busting Ben Cleveland's ass. I see him busting Cade Mays' ass. Oh, y'all, I'm going to have to go here in a little bit. Chris Bogle has potential. Not bad versus the run, too. Yeah, for sure. At his weight, that's impressive. What is Chris Bogle weighing? When I saw him when he was a prep at one of the camps I worked, he looked to be kind of slight. But man, Florida, man, they got that strength and conditioning program on deck. My man looked like he was like 240 or 250 or something like that. Moon need to play middle linebacker. Jeremiah Moon looks like Manute Bol. Why he need to play a middle linebacker? What kind of middle linebacker would that be? Bogle play every game, but Diabate been coming on. Bogle still lighting the ass. We got to pause that though, Mr. Commercial. I feel you on that though. Diabate, I like Diabate too. Dope ass kind of combination player you bring out there, kind of as a hired gun just to get after the passer. Jay Kuhn says Moon ain't built like a middle linebacker. Bogle listed at 216, but look, dang, he's only 216 pounds. Really? Damn. Oh, who said this though? Please don't let it be who I think said it. Let me look. No, not you again. Come on, Charles David. We got to give you a redo. Somebody look it up and see what he's listed at. Moon plays out of position a lot. What do you mean by plays out of position? I'm confused. You meaning he's not at his rightful position? Because I don't know what he's definitely a line of scrimmage player, you can tell. Or you just mean on the field? Like he can't get right on the field? Who we getting out? My man that said he was 216. He's not 216? I hope he didn't make the same mistake twice. Believe it says Moon won't do nothing at inside linebacker, but show his ass. Chris Watson said he's a legit 240 right now. Mr. Florida Boy said he's 216, bruh. He ain't kidding. He 212. ESPN app says 216. Joe's. What about your what about FloridaGators.com? What does it say? Alex said they got that cush at UF. Apparently not. If he's 216, he ain't got that. I don't know. They must not update it. He looks big. He looks a lot bigger than me. Chris Bogle looks a lot bigger than that right now. 216 on 247. What the hell? 247 got to do with this. It's past when he's in college. It's time to get past 247. We're gonna look at either ISPN or their own personal website, their own college website. 216. All right. Well, he's lighting the loafers then for sure. But he looks a lot big. I'm telling you, he looks a lot bigger than when I saw him. That means he must have been like 160. He was like 160 when I saw him. He's dope. He's really good. So, but what do you guys out there who saw Jabari Zuniga? He had some big moments in last year's cocktail party, right? Him going against like a Ben Cleveland or Cade Mays. Who wins that matchup right there? Jabari Zuniga versus Ben Cleveland and or Cade Mays. What's going on, Alan? You sound a little suspect though. Most people don't come in here like that. So watch this dude. Zuniga, if truly healthy. That's a great point, Daniel. Zuniga. I think Trask may get to know Nolan Smith in this game. Everybody talking. I'm confused by this. I think people way too caught up into somebody's hype, right? Like, what is Nolan Smith? I'm not saying that he can't do this, right? But where's your analysis brings you to the fact to think that, all right, this is the game that Nolan Smith just balls out like that. It's compared to a guy like Azeez Ojulari, who we've seen actually do it on the field, or even a Jermaine Johnson, who we've seen there. He's not making the plays, but he's flashing a little bit. I've not really seen that from Nolan Smith yet to where that is. Zuniga and Polite were nice last year. Jacob Polite, that dude was the truth. He should have stayed in school. Imagine if he was still there. Zuniga on a pass rush for sure. Amazing. Cleveland might get him on a downhill run, though. Oh, okay. That is real. We're only talking about the pass rush right now. Let's flip that, right? This is Georgia. This is the perhaps the best rushing attack in all of college football, right? Tried and true. The offensive line, maybe not the schemes that they're running this year, whatever like that. I thought it was a little bit more vast last year with Jim Chaney and the years prior. But, man, they get down here after it. Does Florida have what it takes to compete in that particular fashion? Do you think Florida could take a run game that can lean on it that heavy with those dudes? People said they were pushing Polite around last year. Zuniga is solid against the run too, says Charles. As a Florida fan, I'm scared of Tyler Clark. I don't think most Florida fans even know who Tyler Clark is. That dude is the truth. Georgia gonna pound it up the middle, says Southern Buck. Pause. Manish says they can't handle. We better be gut feeling you this Saturday, says Mr. Commercial Hound. LaShawn says yes by the right schemes from Grantham. See, that's the thing though. The running game takes that scheming shit away. That's why that's not one of those things where you're just like a passing game. Yes, that's when you can scheme some shit up. But when it becomes a running game, that just becomes man on man. Are you tough enough to stop me? You know what I'm going to do. Are you tough enough to stop me? It's not like they're going to do some crazy ass gadget plays. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run inside zone. They're going to run stretch zone. They're going to do what they do. Can you stop it in that fashion? You can't scheme to stop Georgia's run game. The only thing you can do is dedicate extra bodies to it. And that's when it becomes a problem. So where are we at with that? Who in here thinks that Florida can stop Georgia's run game? What was the best run game all year that Florida faced? And how did it do against it? They overload the line because Georgia can't pass. I hate to break it to you, Georgia, that was fine, just fine passing, just fine passing. LSU and shitty. I thought this Jake Coons dude was gone. Didn't do good against LSU, says Florida. They stopped us 7 times on the goal line last year, says Chris Sloan. That's the goal line. What do you do in between the 20s? Ain't no stopping it, just got to contain it. This person came in here and says, how about them Tigers, right? I'm pretty sure Florida is not the Florida Tigers and Georgia's not the Georgia Tigers. So what happens to this dude? It says Georgia, Florida chat only. Don't lose your ability to comment on this channel just because you can't help yourself. It's not your time. Chris Sloan says, how about them wrenches? Man, I might have to leave that up to the gallery there. I have to leave that up to the gallery, Sloan. I know you're working hard. You want it. KT will help the Florida run game. Charles Davis says, great chat. Chris Sloan says, not for me. Santee says, it's up to the boss man. Oh, not for the Tiger, buddy? Exactly. You trying to change the subject, super chat. And even then, I don't even want to super chat about no other team. Let's just talk Georgia, Florida. It's getting its just due. I had an entire LSU Auburn live stream because I did their game. So let's not disrespect this game, right? This is a big game. No respect for Georgia passing game, so overlay the line. We heard you the first time, Bill Gonzalez. You can not respect Georgia's passing game all you want, but it's not like Georgia has just struggled to. All right, Bill Gonzalez, how are you basing your not respecting Georgia's passing game? Is it because you watched the Kentucky game? I just want to know, since you want to repeat yourself without super chatting. I think Allen Anderson will have an impact on third downs. I would say the pass game is iffy. And how are you basing that, Chris Sloan? On what game are we talking about? It has iffiness to it, right? However, is it iffy if you have to dedicate extra bodies to the run game? That's what I'm saying. What would an injury to J.R. Reed mean to UGA's defense? It would mean pain and lots of it. Their pass game not iffy when the run game is so nice. Why pass? Not even that. We can just go by individual games. Like, what are we talking about here? The Kentucky game, people are putting way too much stock in that. Fromm has only 9 touchdowns on SCS teams. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. Look at it beyond stats. This is why we don't just do stats here, right? I can break that down easily, right? So who on Jake Fromm's team can take an 80-yard touchdown? I sat right there and watched Tua throw the ball to Devontae Smith, and he had 5 touchdowns, and 4 of them shits was like behind the line of scrimmage. Is that anything on Tua? That's Devontae Smith doing that. Jake Fromm has not allowed that, right? And I also seen Joe Burrow and these guys like that get down around the goal line and pass the ball. What is Georgia going to do within the 10 yards? They're not going to allow him to do that. And I also seen Jake Fromm come out the game when they were blowing these teams out, right? I seen two of them blowing teams out, and he's still passing the ball with 2 minutes to go. It's just you can't go by stats. You have to watch football. He's not going to put up stats like that. It's just not. That's not his thing. They're not going to pass the ball when he's down there. They're going to try to run the ball ad nauseum, right, into the thick of the line, and that's what they do. They're not set up for you to compare him to Justin Fields or these people out here that just have a way different way of operating. TD says, bro, these people in here don't watch games. I know you don't watch games. You would never put that stat up if you understood the aspect of football that would separate someone like Jake Fromm. This is a whole different setup. You cannot compare somebody in a pro-style offense with a run game like that against these other guys. These guys are meant to pile up these type of stats. They want this. They want to attract people to these type of schools by doing that. That's why these guys sit out there. They remember what game was that? We were in a group chat, and I was like, man, let Jake Fromm throw for 300 yards. I was like, no matter what, just let him throw for 300 yards. I think it was a South Carolina game. I was like, at the very least, no matter what, just let him throw for 300, right? Because on these other games, at Murray State, you don't think he could throw for 300 yards against Murray State? He could have did that easily, but they take him out or they just start running the ball. You know why? Because they're not trying to impress people in that manner. It's just different. Nor does he have anybody he can throw the ball to besides DeAndre Swift, right? But none of his receivers or anything like that have proven that they can take a freaking tunnel screen 80 or 90 yards. Devontae Smith can do that. Jamar Chase can do that. Henry Ruggs can do that. All these guys can do that. They have these guys. Jake Fromm does not have that. So why are you comparing him to them? So would you consider Georgia's offense a little bit one-dimensional? No, not in the least bit. I don't think it's one-dimensional at all. A one-dimensional offense is like Army or something like that. You don't think Georgia can pass with Jake Fromm? That doesn't make any sense. If they were one-dimensional, why would he be able to put up almost 300 yards against South Carolina? He did. What did he go for? 292 or something like that? It's not one-dimensional. It may be a little limited in certain aspects, but they can throw the ball, man. Especially if you're dedicating extra bodies to the box. Alex says he also threw 3 interceptions. How many fucking times we got to talk about this, man? I done showed you guys the shit. All right, Alex, name the damn interception and tell me what happened on these 3 interceptions. I want you to name each individual interceptions to show me that you're actually watching football and not box score scouting. There's no way you watched that game and even had this fucking shit to say. Georgia didn't return any starters from last year, but Fromm still has time to make plays. Exactly. His first 5 starters are all gone from last year. His first top 5 targets, I'm sorry. When you add in Isaac Nada, right, the tight end, and then the guy that he thought was going to be the man, who was going to be the man, Jeremiah Holloman, getting kicked off the team. Where's Alex at? Come on, Alex. Tell me how these interceptions were derived. What are you trying to say, Chris Sloan? I don't understand. What are you saying? It's not 28-51 by Fromm in the SC game. SC game. Did you watch the damn game? I'm pretty sure you did. You're in our group chat. What are you trying to say? I don't understand. Do you not see what that shit was popping? Them dudes weren't getting open. That was a bad game on that receivers. Murph, don't fall into it. What do you mean? This is pure comedy gold, though. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it, though. Wrong route on 2. Where's Alex at? Of course, Alex doesn't know. He's just throwing some shit out. I don't like that. Murph, how much do you think Fromm has improved since his freshman year? Man, he's improved tremendously. This is what you don't understand is, right? Fromm's freshman year, you put him with these guys that he has right now, the shit is a complete disaster, right? He's able to keep it afloat right here, for real. He's keeping it afloat. That shit that was going on in the South Carolina game happened when he was a true freshman. That would have been bad. They still almost won that damn game. Right? The shit couldn't have gone any worse, right? He the one who drove down, threw the touchdown to Demetrius Robertson. That should have been it. Kick the field goal, you're done. It's a bunch of shit happened in that game, man. That is just hard to explain. But other than that, What was the? I know people saw this shit. This shit popped up in my Google cards. It said Jake Fromm is the #1 rated. It's from one of. I want to see. It may have been like PFF. You know, I never say this, so it had to be something. PFF. I don't like that shit or whatever. I've never liked that. Right? I've even had exchanges with those dudes before when I was coming up, when I was at Bleach Report and stuff like that. But it said he was #1 in something like that. This was prior to that South Carolina game. So what was going on with that? He's like he was having a bad year. People don't watch football and they think like, oh, he's not piling up all these stats and shit like that. But they're not watching to see that he's not playing and he's not throwing the ball. You're gonna make it easy on him? I've been having a hard time thinking that you can just make it easy on Jake Fromm and survive something like that. He's not bad. Josh Landon says, just coming in. Thanks for doing it every week, Murph. Shout out to you, Josh. Thank you. Tom says, what did Tom say? Did he get erased? Sorry, Tom. I think you said something. DJ says there's stories that the dudes at PFF are from foreign countries and shit. I ain't got nothing bad to say about people who are from foreign countries. That shouldn't be it. But it's just the whole thing of being able to see people like PFF or entities like PFF enable people like this Alex dude, right? Because you're not watching. You can't do comparative stats of people who aren't playing in similar systems or against similar competition. If we're going out there, I hate to put everything in boxing or something like that, but this is something that I feel like I know just as well. If we're going out there, right, and I have to fight Deontay Wilder, and just because you box and you get to fight again Gerald Washington or something like that, we don't have the same type of schedule right there, right? How are they comparative? I just don't understand stuff like that. That's just my deal with that. And then if you're in different schemes, how are you going to compare somebody going through 4 read full screen progressions to somebody throwing RPOs all day? Is that fair? It's not fair. SEC stat. I don't know what that is, bro. I don't look at stats. James Wade, what up? Here for the inside tonight. Good job, James. See James playing the background. He chilling out. He know we ain't talking about LSU right there. But we gave James a lot of time last week. And he know that LSU is about to get all of the attention next week with Alabama. James Wade is a soldier. Shout out to James Wade. Florida's one-dimensional, but Trask has proven that he can pass. I just thought about that. So, no, KJ Styles. We weren't that. When I said the boxing reference thing, it was about PFF. I were just talking about PF, whatever that shit stands for, about those guys comparing people to each other or whatever like that. I'm like, you can't compare people. There's different schedules, different ways of going about your business and stuff to say that, oh, this is the #1 receiver, this is the #2 receiver, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. PFF changes. They break down different plays and schemes. I don't know nothing about that, bro. But you know what I'm saying? You up here promoting, you know what I'm saying? I did the PFS stuff. You start naming some other people right there, you know what I'm saying? You almost committing a cardinal sin. Don't be promoting up on Todd Billing. All right, so the funny thing is PFF has all UGA's wide receivers rated like 15 points higher than Florida's, which is dumb. That's what I'm saying. How can you do that? Florida's wide receivers have been performing a little bit better, and they don't have the benefit of a good run game. So stuff like that always threw me off about that advanced stats. Michael Ayala says, stop the run and Florida wins. So this is not the place for casual fans. You can stop the run all you want. There's still other aspects of football that can go into it, right? What about the vice? What about that? What can you do? Suppose they stop your pass. Why is everything just on Georgia? That's what I don't understand. Suppose Georgia actually does compete and makes it look a little bit bad for Kyle Trask. He ends up throwing 2 or 3 interceptions. Then is that all? Then it's just stopping the run? Like what I'm saying. It's more to football than that. I think if you take any team, if you make any team one-dimensional, you would win. Not necessarily. There's other ways of winning football games that just has to do with just offense. I've seen teams one-dimensional. We've seen one-dimensional Bama win back in the day, right? Just ran the ball and played great defense. That's still a winning formula no matter how much you look at it. But yeah, you have a better chance, no doubt about it, if you make them one-dimensional, but it's not the only thing that matters. Trask can pass, so they stopped that UF going to run it. What about that? So does UF have the ability to switch its pitch and become a running team if somehow Georgia does do good against the pass? Maybe they come up with a good scheme. Like I said before, Georgia's the fastest defense in the country. You can say what you want about Georgia's defense. It is the fastest defense in the country, and it's perhaps the most loaded defense in the country, right? Suppose the Florida's passing game doesn't look as good. Can just Florida just line up and start running the ball? KT is fast too, Murph. Who's KT? Kayvon Thibodeau? KT and outside Damian Pierce runs with a Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney, he's fast, man, but he's fast from a standpoint, but he's doing gadget stuff. So you're gonna run some jet sweeps with him? I'm not sure that that's gonna work on Georgia. Georgia's built for that kind of stuff, in my opinion. I want to see like South Carolina. You know what South Carolina did? Mashed them. This is what I always say. This is the teams that scare me the most of covering Georgia. That I'm like, all right, Georgia might lose this game. It's teams who can do what Georgia does and try to do it a little bit better. South Carolina essentially out Georgia. That's for real. Some of these spread teams and all that, like you saw again last year with Alabama, that looked way different when they played Georgia. You know why? Georgia's ass is fast as shit, and you're not gonna just be doing a lot of. You may get some of that off, but you can't dedicate your entire game plan to some simple elementary school type RPO type shit to a team that's that fast, right? That physical, that fast, and those type of those caliber athletes, right? I always think Georgia competes pretty good against teams like that. If you can mash Georgia, Texas. What did Texas do to Georgia? Texas, South Carolina, all these guys have very similar game plans. They out Georgia. They were more physical than Georgia. Can Florida be more physical than Georgia? Florida is a finesse team. So I'm playing both sides. You see what I'm doing right here? I'm giving you guys shit to think about on both sides of the ball. Florida's a finesse team. Georgia has traditionally struggled with teams that have out Georgia'd it, right? What do you think about that? Jal in the house. Just wanted to send some love to my favorite content creator. Thank you, Jal. Appreciate it. Michael, don't just be asking me shit, bro. Super chat it. If I'm talking about something, you know, I'm not gonna let you change the subject on me without super chatting. You just being a freeloader or something like that. You saw how the other dudes are able to get their stuff in that didn't have nothing to do with what I was talking about at the time. Super chat. John Bryan is tripping. Florida run game is suspect, bro. It is definitely suspect. This dude said Florida's a finesse team. Did I stutter? It's a finesse team. Do you see some type of power run game going on or something? That's not what they do. They beat you. They could have beat LSU and they beat LSU. They had success against LSU 4 and 5 wide, throwing the ball around. That's what they do. That's finesse. I don't know what to say. You think Florida's lining up looking like Wisconsin? Like, what you talking about? Yes, they're a finesse team. We're talking about the offense. I'm not talking about the defense. They're a finesse team as far as the offensive scheme goes. That's what they do. They pass the ball around. It's a damn good passing attack because it has like 5, 6 NFL receivers on it. Florida thrives off misdirection plays, finesse. Florida didn't run that much on Georgia last year, but kept it close till midway through the fourth. Hey, lost though. Can already tell you were picking Georgia, says Brett. You don't know what I'm picking, bro. Relax. So would you say Florida's underwhelming secondary as a result? Why are people saying this? Well, I don't understand this. I'm literally giving you stuff from both sides. It's like you feel like, what are you, emotional or something like that? I'm giving you stuff from both sides. This is what I'm doing. I'm playing this. I might not even make a pick in this game. How about we do that? Because this is what people do. They try to discredit whatever you're saying because they have bias. I don't have any bias in this. I cover Georgia. I cover Florida. My goal in this was to make this. You see, I'm doing something every day on it. You've never seen me do something every day on one game. I have sensed every other game out there, not doing anything on nobody else except this very game, right? I'm neutral in this. I just want to paint a picture for everybody. I'm telling you the deficiencies of Georgia, the deficiencies of Florida, what I like about both teams and stuff like that. Why are you trying to paint it like I'm biased? I don't understand this. I said the shit about Coach Smart not being as good as Dan Mullen and all this. Like, what are we talking about here? I don't understand this. Steph, it's a Grantham's pattern. Mullen has to get in his bag. I don't think their run game is where he wants it. Love his fronts, but coach is schizophrenic. Super aggressive up front, but scared and soft in the secondary. That's why you can't he can't do what he wants to do, right? He needs some better cornerbacks. He needs better cornerback play, not better cornerbacks. Like I said before, I like Marco Wilson, right? He's not playing that well this year. CJ Henderson not playing as well as you thought he would play this year if you're being honest about the situation. Trey Dean not playing that well at inside corner at all. So how much could he really do, right? He can't really dial it up like he wants to. He's Dr. Pressure, baby. You give him some solid cornerbacks, he's going to dial that shit up and frustrate the hell out of you. That's what he does. But he's compromised. He is. Murph is unbiased as they come, says Robert. Haters go elsewhere, says Eric Wright. Darren says, no, Murph, please pick a team on Thursday. Don't let these rocks get to you. No, I'm really thinking about not making a pick because no matter what pick I do now, guess what? People are going to be like, oh, he's biased for this or biased for that. When I'm not biased for either one of them. You really break it down to the finer points. I appreciate the time you put in. Thank you, Greg. Logan Price, UGA 0-5 when Fromm throws 30 plus. Why you think? Because it's a scheme built on running the ball. So if they start throwing a lot, that probably means they're not doing well. It's not they're not doing well because he's throwing the ball. It's that they're not doing well. So now they're having to go outside of themselves and do some different shit. That's just it. Not like they're like, let's throw it 30 times and we're blowing someone out. If when he's doing really well and he's on track to throw 30, they'll stop it, right? He'll stop at 17 because they don't need to. They'll just continue to run the ball. They only keep going with him throwing is when they're not doing well. So guys got to really look at it that way. There are times in some of these games they should just do it, right? They're beating some teams. Just let Jake Fromm throw it a bunch of times just to get people off of that. But they're not going to do it because they're not built like that because that's not how Coach Smart wants to run his program. He's running it his way. You can tell that no matter what the coordinator is, they're going to do what the hell he wants to do. He wants to play like 2012 Alabama. He's still stuck in 2012. Y'all got to let me know what was popping. What were the number one songs in 2012 with Coach Smart? He won't leave 2012 Alabama behind. He brought it to Georgia, and he ain't leaving it behind. He will not go past 2012. They played just like that. I wonder what it was for A.J. McCarron at the time as well. LeVar Anderson, Florida fan, but I think they need to bring the eighth man down to help with the run. Georgia O-line too good. I definitely agree. I think that they got to dedicate extra bodies to the box. But then what does that do for the passing game? Does that help out a passing game that may not be as good as we thought it could be? So one hand washes the other, both wash the face. I didn't read your super chat. I'm sorry, Rustin. Rustin Williams, enjoy the breakdowns. Good stuff. You think Jalen Waddle has a big trying to be cute. Come on, man. I said I'm only talking about Georgia and Florida. Why would you send a super chat about something that I said that I'm talking about? And you said Roll Tide and all this. We're not talking about that, bro. I hate to do that to you with a super chat. Just remind me next week. I'm doing all this LSU Alabama shit next week. Just remind me next week, and we'll get to that. Right now, I want to talk about Georgia and Florida. Gangnam Style smart? What's that mean? Gangnam Style. Oh, yeah. That was 2012. Damn, it's been that long since Gangnam Style. Coach Smart still got Gangnam Style on his CD bumping that shit because 2012, he will not leave 2012. He's like, we're going to run the ball. If we passing that bad boy and we whooping somebody's ass, we're going to stop passing that at 17 passes and just run the ball. What else was popping in 2012 was the truth, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie. I was getting it in 2012. Gangnam Style. Yeah. Oh, man. When was the last time that Florida could effectively stop a run-heavy offense like Georgia? Man, it's tough. What was the best running team that Florida faced this year? Did we do that earlier? Who was the best running team? You can't. LSU. I don't think LSU is some type of running conglomerate. They're the best passing team, perhaps. Lamar says, hey, you was all gentle and polite because of the super chat. I was trying to let him down easy, but come on. Coach Smart still has an iPhone 4. Coach Smart still his iPhone 4 because he won't leave 2012 behind. He's like, yeah, I got Jake Fromm. He reminds me of AJ McCarron. Got this offensive line, reminds me of all those guys we had. We're gonna play just like 2012. He got an iPod, he got an iPad, he got an iPod Touch, iPhone 4, and he listened to Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Come on. What's wrong with Coach Smart? He got to leave 2012 behind. Do you think Fromm will have a big game? I think Fromm will have a big game. I think Fromm will have probably a Fromm game, right? Fromm's going to do. I think Fromm's going to do what Fromm does. I don't see him throwing 3 interceptions or anything like that. Maybe 250 yards or something like that. Do his thing. Probably why Dodd's offensive coordinator left for Tennessee. That is exactly why he left for Tennessee. He did not get along with 2012 Coach Smart. Fromm was successful against Notre Dame. Edwards-Helaire went off against UF. Did he? But that's also because you have to fear LSU's passing game. I don't think you have to fear Georgia's passing game like you do LSU. So you can dedicate extra attention to the box. But does that in turn make Georgia's passing game a little bit more impactful? Is Smart limiting Coley? Coley's limiting himself. What is he being limited to? He's doing exactly what he did at Miami. This is, to me, who Coley is. No disrespect to Coach Coley. I like Coach Coley. Anybody knows that, knows the story behind that? I know Coach Coley. We've chatted. We've interacted in person. I used to cover Miami, so I know his schemes very well and everything. But he ain't like you brought in Lincoln Riley or somebody like that. Will Emory Jones' role expand in this game? This would be a good game for Fab Five to really get there and show Georgia a little bit of something, right? Because historically, right, what has been Georgia's Achilles heel? A switch up. It doesn't matter if it's a switch up from a guy who's more athletic to a pocket passer, or a guy who's a pocket passer to a guy who's more athletic. They've struggled to defend in the same game multiple style of quarterbacks. Why wouldn't you? It would be perfect if you're a Florida fan. He was listening to 2012 Kanye. Coley reminds me of Kurt Roper. Dang, Kurt Roper, that's hard. Kurt Roper was the truth at Duke, though. He sold his soul to the devil to go with Will Muschamp. He should have stayed with Coach Cutcliffe. Kaylee in the house? Where? Y'all seen Kaylee? Where? I don't see Kaylee. Tennessee has no income tax. That's not Kaylee. Con Lee is not Kaylee. Kaylee is Kevin Lee. That's our guy. He's in our group chat. He's listening to Drake in 2012. Super chat. What I miss, Mom Menace? Oh, the super chat? No, that's not Kaylee, bro. How you gonna say that's Kaylee in the super chat and you spelled his name wrong or different? Y'all act like LSU didn't run all over Auburn as well. LSU's run game is undervalued. People can't use that as an indictment against Florida. I'm confused by that. Who said that Auburn had some type of dope-ass run defense too? Hell, Florida had decent success against Auburn in that run category. I don't understand that. That was some super fanboy stuff right there. Come on, Brandon. You're better than that. Maybe not. They butthurt Murph. Snowflakes are all emotional. What are they butthurting about? I'm right down the middle on this. I don't care who wins this game. How do you think the hacker schemes around UGA? How do I think? Oh, what should he do? If I'm him, I'm staying away from Eric Stokes. I would just like they targeted Derek Stingley. I would do the same thing over there to DJ Daniel or Tyson Campbell, whomever is over there. You may be able to nickel and dime your way all the way down the field against those guys, right? I don't think that they're ready for that type of challenge. At least they haven't been yet. There's been a bye week. Young players improve by leaps and bounds, right? If they have that type of talent. But I would definitely start targeting certain and get certain matchups. Like you said before, Kyle Pitts on Tay Crowder. Can he compete in that fashion? DJ Daniel. He had to guard Van Jefferson. What is he going to do against a Van Jefferson? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? But with that, I would try to Kadarius Toney, try to widen the defense like that. Then I would take some shots downfield, right? I don't know. I just don't see them being able to compete against Georgia in the run game like that. I do think they'll have to get it done through the air, but man, it is what it is. Oh, damn, I forgot about the like button. James Wade says, hit the like button. Let's get it. Let's get them thumbs up. We should have been at like 250 by now, man. Y'all tripping. Come on, y'all know I'm giving you the goods today. How do you think the hacker? Oh, we already got you, Logan Price. Let's go, Logan. You get it too. Everybody get the thumbs up popping. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Trayvon Grimes has been quiet this year. Could play a factor. He's definitely been quiet. He's so quiet that he fell down to like 4th or 5th to me. Thank you. Ball is life. What up, Tyler? S. Emery, Gator Hive. And unhit the dislike. No, they can hate. For them to dislike something, they're here. So as long as they're here, right? Imagine that. You being in some, I don't like this, but I'm gonna still go there. Thank you. Let's get it to 200. 200. Let's go. Keith Wooler from said the offense is ready. Who's from? You might have to pause that, Keith. That's like when old girl was calling Flavor Flav Fifi or whatever like that. That sounds like one of them pet nicknames you gave him. From. Keith, you got a little Splenda in your tank, Keith. Copeland has been looking good at wide receiver. I like Copeland. I said before in the thing, I think you throw the ball 80 feet in the air, he can at least get a hand on it. Garnett says, I hope Florida doesn't implement Emory Jones because in the LSU game it slowed down the offense. It seems as if Florida doesn't have many passing plays when Emory Jones is in the game. That's what freaky. Why you had to bring up Chris Lee James? We didn't want to, especially in this chat with these Florida people. That's why you would implement it to me. That would be the time to get the passing game, right? Georgia's definitely going to play Emory Jones for the man. He had that seam pass to Kyle Pitts. That was a touchdown. Pitts just couldn't hold on to it. That's exactly how you do it, right? Come in something like that, have him do something, and that could break the game wide open. It may be 3 points that does it in this game. You never know if he could be that guy. But like I said before, Georgia has traditionally struggled against multiple quarterbacks in the same game. It has. Keith Wood got them hands on, man. Come on, Keith. You got hands on, man, without playing football. From. Is Pickens going to have a monster game? I don't know. You got to get some separation, man. Murph, you know your football. I like watching something different than highlight reels. Thank you, Owen. Pickens has been struggling against man coverage the last few weeks. Exactly. But then here you go again. Can Florida actually play man coverage? Florida was definitely afraid of LSU, was playing off like you wouldn't believe. And we saw a less talented Auburn secondary struggle. I mean, I won't say LSU struggle, but it looked different, right? At the very least, take away what they do best and force them to do something that's lower percentage, like go downfield. Auburn playing that press, man, LSU was scared to do it. Even with C.J. Henderson. Why you have C.J. Henderson on an 8-yard cushion? Why does he need to be that? I don't understand. You're just giving up stuff. So Dr. Pressure seems to be afraid of his secondary, and that's telling. If he wasn't afraid of his secondary, he'd press and do zone blitz. We know that. We just know that. So maybe Pickens does go off if it's a zone thing. But I'll tell you what, if they put C.J. Henderson on Pickens on a man-to-man situation and he's healthy, I don't see Pickens having been able to compete with that on a down-in and down-out basis. He's going to get his, but going off against like a guy like C.J. Henderson, I don't see it, especially if it's press man. But if it's zone, I'll give it to him. The kid can jump. He has good hands and everything. So maybe that'll be the separator right there. Can Florida come out those zone tendencies? Getting separation is scheme or talent. That would be both, but more talent than anything, right? Devontae Smith, no matter what the scheme is going to be able to separate the kid from Alabama. Henry Ruggs, too, because these guys are running 4.2s and 4.3s. You can't get a hand on them. Jamar Chase, same thing. Even a Justin Jefferson may not be as fast, but he understands how to run. And he's just a great route runner. Van Jefferson, all these guys like that. These guys can get separation. Great route runners, great talents, and they play in the correct scheme. Your boys at Georgia, right? May not be the fastest group of receivers you've seen, but definitely a bunch of talents. Rip a 5-star cats on there, but it's schemed up a little bit differently. They're not scheming those guys open. You have to scheme those guys a little bit better. So that's why Alabama's scheming guys open that could get open anyway. That's the difference. Same thing with LSU, scheming guys open that can get open anyway. So I would say it's definitely a mix of the both. However, you know what rules out ultimately. It's always going to be about that man, right? Cino back. Should Dr. Pressure switch Dean to corner and put Marco at the nickel to dial up more pressure? Yes. Point blank. Yes, for sure. But I want to see Kyer Elam out there. We've seen true freshmen like Derek Stingley compete. I think Kyer Elam has a chance. I like what I've seen from him. They're doing good work with him. My man from that was at Virginia Tech doing good work with him. So I want to see him out there. He's a very athletic kid. He has a lot of size to him. So, got to go here in a sec. Keep Willard back. UGA will have the coaching advantage if Mel Tucker was still there to help him. No one talks about Mel Tucker not being there. I'm not. I can see what you're saying, but I don't really have a problem with Georgia's defense. So I mean, I don't. You see a problem with Georgia's defense? I really don't see a problem with Georgia's defense. So if Mel Tucker was there, it would definitely be all hands on deck. But I have not seen nothing from Georgia's defense. Even in the game that they lost, they literally had one offensive touchdown. South Carolina, one offensive touchdown. The one other one was a pick six, and then a bunch of field goals. So the guy that needed to be there was Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator. Then it's a totally different team. People can see that now, but I don't think people probably still be like, we hate Chaney. UGA might be the most overall complete D in the SEC, and coming from a Florida fan. Can't get organic pressure, but other than that, I don't see what can you really say about Georgia's defense. Georgia's defense is going to come to play. That's why I always laugh at people saying, like the LSU people and even Alabama people, thinking you're going to take off on Georgia. No, you're trying to say Georgia's offense is good enough to get 24 points on anyone. If it holds you to 20 points, they can beat anybody. So I hate to say it. I hate when people come up with some shit and just like, come on, bro, like relax. We got a way we're doing here. We're doing a method. I'm going to announce this right. I'm not going to make a pick on this game. I'm already tired of people with this bias shit. From ran temp in high school. Stay in high school, bro. Do you think Lane Kiffin would swallow his pride and come to UGA if he was offered the job? Lane Kiffin worked for Coach Smart? Man. Man, that would be tough. That would be tough on him. I don't know. Why would he need to go be an offensive coordinator? We already know what he can do as an offensive coordinator. So it would just be about if somebody wants him to be a head coach at a bigger program. I don't think him going to Georgia is not going to change anything. We already know he's one of the best offensive minds in the business. If I'm him, I would just go get unless he wants to be a career offensive coordinator, right? Because they say it's kind of hard to go to drop down from being a coach to be a coordinator and then to be looked at as a coach again. You start getting that rep as just being a coordinator. So I don't know. It would be a great pickup if they can make it happen, though. Joe Brady coming to UGA this offseason. Like, why would he benefit? Why would he benefit from going to Georgia from LSU? That doesn't make sense. You trailblazing over there. You got the erotic coconut milk and the exotic orange juice, and you trailblazing both them bad boys. That makes no sense. There's nothing that Georgia can provide him that LSU can't. You think UGA will go back to some of the orbit motion stuff with James Cook? Seems like they have shied away from the last few weeks. I don't know why not. I could say they would do that. I can see them doing that for sure. Joey Gatewood to Georgia if Fromm leaves. Joey Gatewood working a pro style offense. What would that do for him? That would expose him. That's not his game. I don't think that would be good. They better if Fromm leaves. I told you the guy that they need to pursue. Oh, you can't pursue anybody, would you? Let's be honest with you. You know you can pursue somebody. They need to go get my man, the backup at Clemson. That went to Grayson. Gatewood better off with Mullen. Yeah, Gatewood is a Mullen-style quarterback, in my opinion. Him doing back to the basket play action fakes and sight adjust and full scan progression reads at Georgia. I don't think so. Chase Bryce. Yeah, there you go, OG Fran. Chase Bryce. I said that probably my second stream. Chase Bryce, perfect style quarterback for Coach Smart. Do Trask have another year of eligibility? Yes, he does. Him next year is going to be scary. But we'll see more of him, though. It'll be like Georgia. Right now he's set up just like Fromm was last year with all those veteran receivers. He got he has a litter of veteran receivers, right? Next year he'll be working with guys, unless Trayvon Grimes sticks around, guys who are less experienced. That'd be dope, though, if Kadarius Toney, Trayvon Grimes, Jacob Copeland, who else? Kyle Pitts. So it'll still be dope. Derek King could be an option for UGA. You guys are just playing like video games. Unless he's changing his scheme, you're naming a bunch of guys that's just not good fits in that scheme. Keith Willis says 2 years. 2 years who? Kyle Trask has 2 years left? Trask will still, I said Pitts. Do guys listen? Do you think Demetrius Robertson leaves if Fromm leaves? I'm confused. Demetrius Robertson isn't. Oh, they gave him a red shirt last year. Okay. I don't know why he would leave. Miles Minutes, he did this one time again. He said that he had to go, and Miles Minutes was back like 5 minutes later. All right, Miles, my man, be easy, bro. Robertson is a redshirt senior, I think. I don't think he's a redshirt senior, right? Because he was in McColl's class, so he would be, if anything, he would be a redshirt junior or a true senior. Robertson leaves to go where? Says James Wade. Somebody get KSU pipeline up out of here. I already told this dude. You're gonna ask the same thing. Don't come up in some super chat or some live stream and you don't even know what's going on. You just saw a live stream. Georgia is the more talented defense, no question. I have a feeling they're going to handle Florida. Hell no. I don't think they're going to handle Florida easily. Come on, you tripping with that. And I think this Jamar Reed dude I had an exchange with too. I hate when people be doing that shit, man. Like, come on, bro. What do you mean they're going to handle Florida easily? That doesn't even make sense to me. Now, can they beat Florida? Damn right they can beat Florida. But Florida can also beat Georgia. Like, why do people, what do people get out of that? Easily more talented? I would say that they're more talented, definitely. When you face LSU, you have to respect the passing game so you can't commit extra people to the run. Different ball game with Georgia. No shit, Sherlock. What are we talking about? But one hand watches the other, both watch the face. If you commit a bunch of people to stop the run on Georgia, guess what? You probably allow its passing game to be a little bit better. But it does not matter. You still got to stop the run. And guess what? It's built to go. See, what the thing about it is people don't understand. Georgia's run game is built like a high-powered passing attack. Just because you dedicate extra bodies to a passing attack or you do whatever doesn't mean you're going to stop it. Just because you drop 8 people in the box, you're susceptible then to explosive runs. Georgia's scheme is designed for you to want to drop that many players in the boxes. Guess what happens? Then they lean on you, right? The blocking scheme. They combo up to the second level. They do all kinds of stuff to break long runs. You start doing that, then they start ripping off in 60 and 70-yard runs on you. Then what? Then you're like, shit, what do I do? And there's no stopping stuff like that. That's just man to man. This game is going to be close. No blowout, says Nate. Any team can be beat as we've seen all year, says Chris Daniel. Phil says, not easily, though. It's a close call. I don't know anybody who's like, even if it did become a blowout or something like that, there's no way you're going into this game thinking that Georgia can blow out Florida or Florida can blow out Georgia. Will Trask get drafted? Talking about this year? I don't know. I think he should come back. He get drafted next year. He plays like this for sure. Most of Swift's explosive runs are in a loaded box. That's what I'm saying. Double A knows what's going on. You invite people. When you bringing in tight ends and 2 tight ends, you're inviting extra attention to the box because you think that your run game is just going to be better than anything that they can combat. Then they won't have enough players in the second level. And then you got guys like DeAndre Swift, Philly Flyer, who can make you miss, run you over and stuff like that. They want to get to a third level that doesn't have many players dedicated to it. That's what it is. So people thinking dropping 8 in the box against Georgia is the end-all be-all. It's not even close. That's what most people do. If Trask come back, Fat Five gonna transfer. I hope he doesn't transfer, man, but shit, he probably looking at his boy Justin Fields. Phil says Philly Flyer best in the nation. I feel that Georgia runs better to the outside. They run pretty good on the inside too. This game going to be interesting. Hard to pick, says Keith. That's why I'm here. Chris Sloan said, Murph. What does that mean? Dogs are built to wear you down and take over in the fourth quarter, says Caleb. T.O.'s in the house. Field position is going to be a major factor in this game early. Where we at? Let's get it, baby. Let's get it to 2:15. Thumbs up. Whole bunch of cats up in here. Florida is a top four-quarter team in America. LSU disagrees. How you the top when you lost a game? You can't be the top four-quarter team in America, and then in LSU you couldn't score. Pierce and Piron are thunder and lightning. Gators running backs deserve respect. Pierce and Piron are thunder and lightning? They probably run a combined average 4.8 40. Like, how are they thunder and lightning? Where's the lightning at in that? Dumb question, but which team has more upperclassmen starting? Man, I would say that probably the more experienced team between the two would be probably Florida. More like thunder and thunder, exactly. It's like boom, boom. Look at the comeback 6 and 7 times they came back from double digits. What they got to do with what they got to do with anything? They only played 2 teams that anybody really only cares about, right? Beating up on Tennessee and stuff like that. That's cool. But one of the teams that they played was LSU, right? And what happened? I don't know what to tell you. P. Diddy in the backfield. What's your prediction for sacks for Georgia? I don't know, maybe 2. If that. That's not Georgia's games, though. Georgia plays great football without getting the sacks. Oh, God. My mom is here. That's why I said I got to go. Me and mom got to. Mom, I'm going to get off here in a little bit, and I'll meet you back over at the other house. You maybe like 10. Text, Mom. Text me. What about Florida sacks? I don't know. My mom always be getting in my live stream. I don't like that. We be in here talking about all kind of crazy shit. Mom's got to be up in here watching. Anybody want their mom watching them back in the day? You know what I'm saying? They was kicking it with their boys. Chris Long said fell apart in the second half. Somebody blocked moms. Mom, you about to get a pink slip. 28-17. We're not doing this. Jamar dude, I don't know. I didn't have a good exchange with him in my content stuff, and then he back up in my live stream. What about Florida sacks, says Charles David? Man, maybe 1. Come on, Patty K even gave you the thumbs up. What's wrong with moms? Come on, mom. Don't be coming up. I told you 15,000 times. Don't be coming up in the live stream. Who do you have stepping up big time in this game? Someone stepping up big time. I'm gonna go easy with it. Kyle Trask and Jake Fromm. Duo it out. So it's a preview for the NFL. Then you're gonna do mom like that. Mom can get it too. I told you I'm unbiased. Everybody can get pink slipped. Favorite UGA player? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. All right, the KSU pipeline guy that he did his last bit of getting me out of here. All right, KSU pipeline, peace. Get your ass blocked. I don't know what this favorite UGA player is supposed to. I'm gonna give it for both teams. So people like, man, see, he's a biased, man. Why he biased? I generally like running backs, right? First position I played and everything. So it's a bit running back focus. Now mom wants to text. LOL, let me know. All right. Philly Flyer, DeAndre Swift. Or maybe Eric Stokes at the cornerback position. And on Florida, I like Jabari Zuniga. And then, man, I really like Van Jefferson. I think Van Jefferson is a mother. I like CJ Henderson too. You think either team scores over 30 points? That's a good point. I think you're trying to get me to do a pick without doing a pick, though. So then he'd be like, his first one is like, you think anybody scores 30 points? Then he'd be like, you think anybody scores over 20? Then you'd be like, what about between 22 and 26? Like, come on, man. Joey Hodge, does Florida get a rushing TD versus Georgia? And perhaps at the 1 yard line or something like that. Maybe I could say that. I could see it happening. Marconi says, appreciate your true analysis. Go Dogs. Jermaine King, thanks for doing these live streams, man. Thank you guys, man. All the people who come back each time and wants to talk football. I like it. It's fun. The haters and all these goofballs and stuff like that, it makes me not want to do it. Murph, to bring back something from earlier, D. Baker wasn't the fastest, but his awareness and technique was A1. Who has the potential on either team? To be a DeAndre Baker? I mean, they already had a guy that some people probably thought was even as good as DeAndre Baker last year, and C.J. Henderson and Eric Stokes. But both of those guys are track guys. Haters and non-football heads got to go, says Phil. Austin Jones says Trey Dean can be like a DeAndre Baker. I don't know. Trey Dean may be I don't know. DeAndre Baker wasn't the fastest guy, but he was still decently fast. Trey Dean is not fast. Trey Dean is playing the wrong position. A big difference. DeAndre Baker, in no uncertain terms, was a corner. He was a cornerback, tried and true. We don't know that about Trey Dean, so I can't say that. Keith Willis says, keep going, man. You have a moment. D. Baker was nasty. He was the truth. Baker was pretty fast, low 4.5s for sure. Trey Dean may be more. I'll be honest with you. I know Trey Dean's time, right? We timed him at the training facility. You guys saw that I used to be with him at, right? He's not running a 4.5, at least not that at that particular point in time. I'm not going to say what he runs out of respect to him, but that's not his game. His game is he understands football better than everyone, and he's physical, and he has that self-belief. Like, his self-belief is crazy, man. Like, I really do, man. I love me some Trey Dean. They says no love for the kickers. Not a chance. Won't ever hear me talking about kickers. His awareness was second to none. He understood coverage to the point to where he predicted routes. Gabriel Thompson says, what about Todd Gurley? What does that mean? What does Todd Gurley have to do with this particular situation? What was your all-time favorite football game to watch? All-time favorite football game? It was a 6-3 game, LSU versus Auburn in like 2003 or something like that, when Jamarcus Russell was there. That shit was hard-hitting like you wouldn't believe. I remember the Bears and the Chargers played a game just like that maybe a year or two later. But I love defensive games. That's my shit. Do you respect the specs, though? No, I let you guys worry about kickers. Because guess what? Nobody cares about that dude when he's missing the field goal to beat South Carolina. I never cared about them when they were on my team. The punter, though, I like the punters. But the kickers, nah, they be weird. The punters be some athletes, though. I'll never forget that LSU Auburn game. B. Wyman, you remember that? That game was hard hitting than a mama jumper. LaRon Landry and them boys was out there. Jonathan, what was his name? Zenon. I said, damn, it really be like that. You ever play ball? Who the hell cares about a kicker? Kicker lives matter. No, they don't. Punter lives matter, though. Them boys will light you the hell up. Punters be gangster. Kickers be by themselves and shit at practice, and they smell funny and stuff. Florida about to make a statement and win by double digits, says Icy Winner 2. But then what happens if they don't? You got to get pink slip. UGA versus Clemson. What was it, 2014 or 15? Nate Smith says false. That Cam Newton / Patrick Peterson matchup was classic too, Murph. Cam Newton / Patrick Peterson matchup. Auburn LSU. I don't remember that. I mean, obviously I remember that, but I don't remember that being the matchup, though. I always think the receiver is going against a corner. I remember Patrick Peterson going up against Julio Jones. Now, that was a matchup. And I remember he went up against A.J. Green when LSU played Georgia when they both were there. Miami punter is the only punter different from a kicker. Miami punter, that old dude they got? Not true. Camarda is our ounter. What is an ounter? Oh, the punter, he's the punter? I didn't say everybody's punter was dope. I said there are some punters that are dope, but there's probably 0 kickers that are cool. The defense nostalgia. Yeah, man. Those were the days, man. I love back in the days. Like all this offense stuff I said before, it gets me nervous. I don't like a whole bunch of offense. Offense attracts casual fans. Defense, no casual fan wants to watch defense. What are the first thing casual fans say? That game sucked, Steve. Nope. I sit around and watch a defensive game with real football heads. You remember that kicker from Florida in '03, Piotrix? That dude lit people up. Damn, do I remember him? I don't know, man. You might be jogging my memory at that. I don't know if I remember that. Georgia fans gonna get sensitive over our hot rod, man. What does that mean? Oh, y'all getting serious over your kicker? Sensitive over your kicker? Good for you. I won't. I won't care. Are you sensitive? But the man just could have made it. Think about that. The only time I ever noticed him twice was the LSU. I mean, was the South Carolina game they lost, and then the Alabama game, and the SC championship game last year. Playing against you, you know what I'm saying? When it's really time, your man got to be able to make it count. Matthew Burge, what up? Ain't trying to fan too much, but go Dogs. Other than Stokes, do you think you ain't trying to fan too much? Then you throw out a cheerlead. Do you think that the Dogs DBs can hang with Florida's great receiving core? Maybe they give up yards in the red zone. See, here's the thing. This is why I don't fret about 500 yards. Like LSU, like Auburn gave up 500 yards to LSU. Between the 20s, who cares? Who really cares? You're going to have to kick a bunch of field goals. You get a defense like Auburn that has a bunch of speed or Georgia that has a bunch of speed, you better be able to run the ball down there because the shit is already constricted, right? Then you put a lot of speed and more bodies in a constricted area, it just makes it harder, right? So the people get caught up in yards too much. The LSU people can come like, oh, we 500 yards and this and that. I was like, it looked different because guess what? You weren't able to just chump out Auburn in the red zone, right? You couldn't get 1 yard. Sometimes it's just a big difference in the red zone. That's where football is won. So giving up however many yards, it doesn't matter to me. How do you do in the red zone? That is a big time aspect that a lot of people just don't care about. They just read the box score and see, oh, they got 400 yards or whatever like that. I'm like, shit, they got 20 points. Did it really matter? But can they hang with Florida's great receiving core? Just on a man-to-man basis, I don't think so. They're too deep, right? Especially when they do this 4 and 5 wide stuff and they put Kyle Pitts there and they do it really mess you up. Put Kyle Pitts, motion him out, right? See if you're in zone defense or you're in man defense. Don't let you be in man defense with Kyle Pitts with some linebackers or a little safety out by him, right? Across from him. It's curtain. So that's a tough way to deal with. But guess what? They still got to get it done in the red zone. 2018 Rose Bowl was a top 5 game of all time since Joshua Stevens. That was too much scoring for me. Tony is healthy and will play Saturday as well. I don't know if he was healthy, wouldn't he have already played? There's no way you're just healthy and now you're like, all right, now I'm healthy. He's probably still compromised, you would imagine, because he would have already have played. I can see he came back and now it's 2 games later from then. Freddie Swain, I love Freddie Swain, man. I'll tell you, it's my second out of all the receivers there. I'll say I would take Van Jefferson. My second guy I would take would be Freddie Swain. That's a tough ass matchup. Get him matched up on somebody. But guess what? UGA still has a bunch of talented players that they can mix and match with Mark Webb, Devon Wilson. All these guys can run. So from a standpoint that I'm not sure what they'll do, but they have enough bodies to throw at it to see what's really popping for real. Devon Wilson, Mark Webb, Tyson Campbell, DJ Daniel, Eric Stokes Jr. Those are some of the hottest names in recruiting, period. Maybe not Eric Stokes, but then he comes and makes a name for himself in college. But all those other guys, those are some big-time names and some big-time talents, and all those guys have wheels. So it won't be from a talent standpoint. It's just it'll be, have you done it yet? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Where we at, man? Y'all killing me with this, man. Let's get it to 225 on the thumbs up. Some of y'all dudes here. Chain gang. Then we have an exchange, bro. Tyreek Stevenson. I forgot about Tyreek Stevenson. Same thing. No, Tyreek Stevenson definitely wasn't no 5-star, though. I don't think he was. Tyreek Stevenson, he looks more like a 4-star to me. Maybe in one service. Cleveland hasn't been playing. That's how you know Florida is deep. Yeah. Van is a nasty route runner, man. He can break a DB down to the line of scrimmage. I like him a lot. Yeah, for sure. I saw him in a practice interview. Kirby said Cager, Campbell, and Kyrus Jackson were practicing. Hope they're all back. I would love. He was a 5-star on Rivals and borderline on 2. It doesn't matter. Was he a 5-star or not? Is he a composite 5-star? I don't think he was a composite 5-star. There you go. Here we go. When we start pulling these facts and stuff like that, people be struggling. I don't know why it's so hard for people to just pull the receipts. Man, Devad was a UF commit. He was. Really? Sigma Kirby just recruiting out of his mind. I did not know Devad Wilson was a UF commit. Stevenson was a 98-31 on 24/7. That's pretty cool. But was he a composite 5-star? But we know he was a high-level recruit, so that really doesn't matter to me. However, you're not gonna count on him in a game like this. Listen, I'm gonna be upfront with this. This is a make or break game for Georgia, in my opinion. I highlighted it earlier. This is a make or break game for this program. You do not know how stuff is going to come back, right? To me, you had the right mix of people with a guy like Jake Fromm, right? You can say, oh, you wanted Jacob Eason or Justin Fields and this and that. But I think he was kind of a common influence, and the type of ball that he plays or whatever like that meshes with what Coach Smart wants to do. Who's to say that the next guy beyond him can do what he does? Or if they can attract somebody that Coach Smart, or they can get the right marriage. This was supposed to be the year. And for real, this was supposed to be the year. So we said before the year started, and I told the people that committed to the G, no excuses. So there is no excuses. This is the must-win game of Coach Smart's entire career. Even right along there to me with the national championship game, because you got to take advantage of these type of players that you have right now, right? That's just what it is right there. So this is a big game. It's a big game for Georgia. You messed it all up with that South Carolina loss, man. Stevenson was also a UF commit. Tyreek Stevenson was committed to UF? Really? The recruiting could turn in favor for UF with the win. That's what I'm saying. So right now, Georgia's not the cool team on the block anymore. All that shit you see LSU doing, that was Georgia the past 2 years. LSU's taking Georgia's shine, and it's modernized itself, and it's already a cool outfit anyway. I always thought LSU, FSU, coolest teams out there. Maybe Miami or something like that. That purple and gold and all that right there, they done stole Georgia's shine. So suppose you're recruiting now dips, and you're like the 5th or 6th ranked recruiting team, or 4th or something like that. Before you were 1st or 2nd, can't lose this game, man. And you don't want Florida to start getting super cool. Coach O? What you mean about Coach O, baby? You know I got it going on down in the bayou, baby. Got them shrimp gumbo, shrimp scampi, crawfish. They're going to make UGA tight. That's going to make UGA tight. It could make them tight, or it could rise to the occasion. Because of the cloud chasing era, UGA hired an analytics company to help with play calling. Really? I didn't know that. Y'all gotta be filling me in on stuff like that. Somebody is rolling with Coach Coley. Coach Coley is an analytics guy. So what are we talking about? Coach is perfect for LSU. Man, people didn't think that when he was first hired. This game about to be wild. Don't be trying to play with me. Don't try to play with me, Tyler. I see what you're doing there. You like I'm in a good mood, bro. That's important, but you can win the Natties with 5th or 6th ranked classes. I don't think Coach Smart and them can win. I don't think they can win with 5th or 6th ranked classes. They need talent like that. They're not proving themselves to be that dope of a coaching staff to be winning with 5th and 6th rank. So I don't know what to tell you. That's what the advantage that they have right now is they have the most talented roster in all of college football. And you still see it doesn't matter, right? They don't lost to South Carolina with a roster like that. Not to say that's the end all be all. A lot of people don't watch football. Clemson lost to Pittsburgh the year it won the national championship at home. It gave up like 40-something points to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was trash dookie. So it happens, right? However, same thing with Oklahoma, whatever. That happened to Oklahoma. That's why I'm not fretting about that, right? It's about how you respond to that. But I'm not sure Coach Smart can be that dope with the 5th or 6th ranked recruiting class. There's a huge difference from the 5th and 6th ranked recruiting class to the 1st or 2nd rank. It is. Florida finna dust Georgia, says Bo Johnson. But what happens if they don't, bro? You know you can't come back here because we're going, you know what I'm saying, give you the pink slip. So I want everybody, all these dudes who say easily and all these shit like that, I want you to write these guys down, right? And then, you know what I'm saying, they don't like to slow up. Remember the one guy that said that Sean Shivers was about to kill? What he said, Sean Shivers was about to kill against Florida. He was going to have his breakout game. We ain't seen him since. And we ain't even let him go. He just didn't show back up. Chris Highland says 4 turnovers lost that game. Exactly. 4 turnovers did lose that game, but I don't know what to tell you. If you're looking at your coaching staff right now, you're looking at those guys and then some of the stuff that they've done over the past few years, working with perhaps the best roster in all of college football, and you start giving it the fifth or sixth ranked roster in all of college football, I think stuff might look a little bit different, man. Travis says Georgia got too many bullets that it ain't shot yet. Pink slip for sure. Anybody write that dude's name down? Where's my mods at? I need a analytics guy here at Top Billing to quickly pull the stats, and I need somebody to write down all these people who be saying stuff like Georgia finna easily beat Florida or Florida about to dust Georgia. When this is a 50-50 matchup right here. This is a 50-50 fight. Oh, pause. What did I say? What did I say, Keith? Chris Sloan got me. I don't know, Sloan. You my boy and everything, dog, but I don't know. I know you love calling people out, though, but you got to be able to write stuff down. I don't know if you be writing stuff down, Sloan. You be at the pool hall, drunker than a skunk, feeling all dirty. Do you think Florida's wide receivers have a competitive advantage over Georgia's DBs? Damn, how many times I'm going to have to answer this? I think they have a competitive advantage for the fact that we've seen Florida's wide receivers do really good stuff. From a talent standpoint, I don't find Florida's receivers to just be more talented than what Georgia's going to trot out at deep. These are all highly ranked DBs Georgia has. And the defense is playing. Where's Georgia's defense ranked at? I know people are going to say they ain't played nobody or whatever like that. But where's Georgia's defense ranked at right now in total defense? Is it top 20? 7th, says OG 4th. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Who's wrong? First in the SEC. That's cool. But where are they ranked at in total defense? What are we doing? 7th or 4th? 4th in scoring D, and I just want total defense. Takes into account all this stuff. I don't care about the SEC because there's more football than the SEC in life. Where are they at in all of college football? Oh my God, I don't care about the SEC. That's not my thing. I care about the Big Ten and all these other conferences too. Where are they at in total defense compared to everybody else in the country? All right, 7th. There we go. All right, so what are we talking about? They're not a Rudy Poo candy defense. Even if you think they're not doing good or whatever, like they still have the 7th defense. Where's the offense? I bet you for all this stuff that people are talking about the offense, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still a top 25 offense. Before the Kentucky game, it was like the 11th offense in the country. Imagine that. Chris Sloan. All right, Chris Sloan, my dedicated stats guy. When I pull it, and it better be all receipts, Chris. No guessing. Jacob Blatt says they are fast on defense. Hasn't given up a rushing touchdown since UGA Merca. 20th. They're still 20th in offense? What's this Adam dude talking about? Like, get out of here, man. I ain't got shit to do with Georgia, but the fact that only thing that has to do with Georgia is that I covered them, right? That's it. I didn't always cover. My career started from covering Alabama. Everybody knows that. I happen to be from the state of Georgia, and I have crazy ass connections here just from being here in the state. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best connections that you could imagine in this business. But no, nothing. I have nothing to do with Georgia. Never my team. Nothing close to it. Stats don't tell the whole story. 21st in total. Usually 21st in total offense. Alex says stats don't tell the whole story. It doesn't. But what does that got to do with anything? We already know. It's not like we're talking about blindly. We know about Georgia. Every game we talk about. Florida isn't in the top 50. There's no way in hell Florida isn't in the top 50 in what? In defense or off? Definitely offense. They're not top 50 in defense? Nah, get out of here. Coach says total offense. Really? Nah, man. I'm sorry. I'll pink slip a lot of people. I can't pink slip young Coach. That's a blunder from him. He may have messed up. I can't pink slip young Coach. He gets a warning though. Young Coke is my guy, man. I like Young Coke. He always. I don't think he ever super chatted, but he's definitely active. He's chatly active. Florida's 27th on D, and what are they on? O. Total offense is 15. Total defense is 9. For Georgia? I'm confused. We got to establish some guidelines here. There's only one website that we're gonna do. It's like CFB stats or something like that. Get the total defense and total offense from that particular one, and then we don't have to do any other guessing. You can't go to some funny Joe Blow site or something like that. CFB stats, I think, is that, or whatever it is when you type in stats in Google. 52nd Florida ranked in offense. What? Wait, hold on. So everybody's talking trash about Georgia's offense, and Florida's the 52nd ranked offense? Is that true? Wow, Chris. I'm confused here. Why has no Florida fan brought this up? And they're 25th in defense? Something ain't adding up here. I don't know. I do every Florida game, so I don't necessarily. I always thought the offense is balling. I know that the running game probably give you 60, 70 yards sometimes in a game. And now that I think about it, as good as Kyle Trask is, I'm not sure he's had a 300-yard passing game. So maybe that is correct right there. You know, see, he had a 300-yard, and most of the time he's passing, it's more like in the 220 range or something like that. It's not like he's 290 out the gate every time. And it's not like the running game is important. So I definitely can see it. But the 52nd, I don't know about that. He threw 300 against LSU. A little over 300 LSU. All right, so there you go. So one out of how many games? What's the rest of them shits though, right? 220s. Like, give me some of them other totals. Empty stats at the end. That is crazy to me though. But yeah, man, if you don't have a run game to support that shit, passing yards ain't just gonna get it. All right, I got it. He had 300 at LSU. Georgia total offense 21, Florida 52, Georgia total defense 7, Florida 26. That's crazy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, none of that really matters because they haven't played the same exact schedule, right? So there's no LSU and no Auburn on Georgia's schedule thus far. So that's definitely the kicker there. But still a 52nd ranked offense going against those particular teams. 52nd ranked offense going against a defense thus far. It has played some decent competition. Like, you can say what you want to say. It still played some decent competition, Georgia's D, and it's a top 10 ranked defense in the country. From having had a 300-yard game. Yeah, but From also is on a team that runs the ball. It's not like your boy Kyle Trask is not having a 300-yard game, but the rushing game has 300 yards itself. Florida ain't bumping these dope-ass run totals, so he needs to have 300-yard passing games. From does not need that. They're not built on that for them to have that. Stats barely mean shit. Things like red zone defense, offensive total. Yeah, for sure. We know that. Marky Mark just fanned in here, so I must not have any mods in here. Anybody comes in there with this gator shit and all these emojis and all that, they're in the wrong. I'm gonna get them up myself. My mods don't want to sleep. Come in here and let's talk football. There's plenty of channels. Like I always tell people, I'm not the type of dude. I don't care about all that shit. You can go somewhere else. I'm not the one everybody else be like, please be my friend and be. I don't care. I'll be here talking with 3 people and we'll be talking ball, getting it in. Matthew Burge, all these stats don't matter much in the end. Florida's offense is much better than 52nd. It's just crazy to me. No doubt. I think it's better than that. But if you really look at it, it's not balanced, right? So we talked about one-dimensional. Murph the mod slacking, homie. James, you're just trying to get up in there. I see you, James. You're on the cusp. I will say this. You're on the cusp of being a mod. So Trask averages 277 a game. And number 3 in the SEC. 277? So that means they must be averaging 5 yards rushing per game. This dude's late. He said Kyle Trask threw for more 300 against LSU. 5 minutes ago, I said, yes, I understand this. You're going to have to get your internet checked. So Jacob Black said, if that they rushing for 5.6 yards per game. He's throwing for 277 yards, and they're still the 52nd ranked offense. James want to be in that wrench game. He needs to be. Ponsal Lemison he's trying to get up in there too. I thought you were a mod, Ponsal. You're a member of the Discord. Trask has thrown nearly the same amount of yards as From in 3 less games. Trask is a baller or is From in a slump. We got to go through this shit again. From Trask is in a passing offense. From is not in a passing offense. They're not going to have him passing late in the game. Remember when Florida was beating the shit out of Tennessee? Your man was still in there with a lot of time to go passing the ball, right? I know they were probably trying to get him up to snuff, but he was in the game passing the ball. That's how he threw those 2 picks. They were late picks. They're not going to do that with Jake Fromm. They got a lead. They're just going to run the ball. They're not going. He wouldn't see the light of day of passing the ball, even if it's the third quarter and they're up enough. It's just different. It doesn't matter. You can't. That has nothing to do with anything. 2 totally different ways of operating. Florida and Georgia do not operate the same at all. UF is 28th in passing and 90 in rushing God dang. That's some stats for your ass. Trask has 5 less. He has 5 less attempts than Jake, and he's played probably 4 less games. When did he come in? It was like what, the 3rd or 4th game? That's letting you know he's already not even played in at least 2 games, right? And he still almost has the same amount of attempts. They don't pass that much at Georgia like that. Travis Anderson, but he is a passing QB. What does that mean? I wish Pierce had Georgia's O-line. Oh, yeah. Florida total D at 25th. Dope. If they go up by 3 TDs on some cupcakes at halftime, they take Fromm out. But this is not something like somebody like Adam would know. They're not going to let if they balling out in the second quarter against Murray State, they'll take Jake Fromm the hell out and let somebody else play. These other teams, I swear, against some little boo-boo team, I saw Tua was in the game with like 4 minutes left, and he was still throwing the ball. It's like they're trying to get these guys the Heisman. Georgia's not trying to get Jake Fromm the Heisman. They'll take him out or they'll just limit it and just run the rest of the game. It's just a different way of operating. What's James Wade talking about? He already lost his potential mod status. Versus SC. Deciding factor in the game. Man, there's too many. I don't think that you can just place one. That's why this is a 50-50 matchup. It's only when it's a blowout, potential blowout, that's when one factor would matter. There are too many. These two teams are pretty much evenly matched. So that's why it's a whole bunch of factors that are going to come in play. You can't point to one thing. Like people said, all you got to do is, like the dude said earlier, all you do is stack the box and Florida wins. Like how Sway? They still got to play defense against Georgia. Suppose your man turns he's already shown that he can turn the ball over, right? Suppose he turns the ball over, or vice versa. Suppose Fromm starts turning the ball over and this and that. And they, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of different stuff, man. And this Draco dude gonna come with it again. Whoever turns the ball over loses. That's not even the case. I've seen people turn the ball over and still win. Somebody said 17 and 37. That doesn't even make sense. Somebody actually put the exactly. I wouldn't even look at it. If you put the higher number second, then you probably out here. I don't know. You might have a little Stevie in your tank. Always put the greater number first. That's how football works. You mean 37 to 17. Now he changed it. It was 37. Now he went to 31. Come on, yo boy. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that stevia emptied out of your tank. I love your channel, bro, says Burnt Toast. Thank you. Thank you. I think if UF wins, it's going to be like 28 to 30. 28 or 30 to 24. I don't see UF keeping them below 20. Sweeter than Dixie Crystal, says Brandon. James Wade got the lollipops out. Luke's, y'all making picks. We ain't doing picks yet. I'm coming back. We can do the picks. We'll do the picks, and then we can talk about some other games the next time I'm on in the next couple of days. It might be tomorrow. What other games are there? I don't even know any other game. I literally been concentrating on this game. Oh, no. 10-4 Hat Man came in here and said, go Dogs. That was the first and last words of that man. Somebody get him out. Thanks, Gerald. Appreciate it. I feel like if UGA wins, it will be by 2 or more TDs. But if UF wins, it will be a close game. I don't see that. To me, the more explosive team seems like it could be Florida. Like they could, if anybody took off on anybody, maybe Florida just because it's a passing outfit. But I don't know. I don't see either taking off on each other like that. Oregon versus SC, not interested. SMU versus Memphis, I'm interested in every game, but I'm not interested enough to make it a chat thing, a live stream thing. Our backup right tackle must be horrible if the Lance is still playing. Man, the backup right tackle should be Richard Garage. Why don't they try him there? Bill and I meant to put 31-17. My phone glitchy. Okay. Ooh, you got the Stevie out your tank. It was a mistake. Baylor versus West Virginia. Is Baylor legit? That's a pretty decent game. No other good games this week. Well, then I'm doing the right thing, right? Concentrating exclusively on this. What about next week? Because I've planned to do the same thing with LSU and Alabama. Who does Georgia and Florida play the following week? Is Minnesota legit though? Why you getting on Minnesota? The eye test definitely would see Florida being the more explosive team. Definitely with the pass. But let's be real here. It's not, even though it's not like Florida's going downfield with 70, 80-yard bombs. People talking about Jake Fromm's deep ball. I'm not so sure Kyle Trask throws that good a deep ball. I don't think that's his game either. Anybody out there, any Florida fans want to volley about that? Do y'all think that Kyle Trask throws a good deep ball? I haven't seen that with my film studies. I think he's a great mid-distance thrower. I love how he works the quick game and everything like that, but I think his deep ball leaves a little bit to be desired. Florida has Vandy and UGA plays who? B. Wyman says stick to LSU and Bama next week. Rahm is very accurate throwing down the field. He just doesn't do it that much. The scheme doesn't call for it. Georgia plays Mizzou. Damn, Mizzou messed everything up, man. Mizzou was balling. Still got to do whatever on Georgia, though, but probably not on the channel. Of course, I'll do it at my Patreon site. But this right here, probably won't have any exclusive Patreon material for Georgia until afterwards. I want to combine the coverage here and get everybody together. Kirby holds Fromm back. Dang. How's tinfoil hat man still here with his Go Dog stuff? I'm confused. He redeemed himself, but it's still, I don't know. You got to come a little bit better than that, tinfoil hat man. Maybe it might be time. All my boys done left me out here to dry, man. It might be time to promote Sloan Cole. Any last, I don't know. I'm already regretting even thinking about Sloan Cole. He can't throw Cletus. He's missing a trapezius muscle. It's not Jane Coley's fault that UGA lost to South Carolina. 2 of the 3 picks that Jake threw was not his fault. How was the third? I want to know how everybody thinks the third pick was his fault too, right? One was a miscommunication, right? Where's that? What was his name? Adam or something earlier? He didn't want to come back. Oh, his name was Alex. He didn't ever come back, did he? One was a miscommunication, right? Clearly the wrong route was ran by the receiver, Matt Landers, who has a history of doing that this year. And the other one literally hit Tyler Simmons right in his hands, dead in the hands, and then bounced off it and bounced into a defender. And then the third one, it appeared as though he was throwing the ball away, but the pressure was in his face and he couldn't step into it. Like, I don't think he was just blindly like, let me just throw a 50-50 ball. He was trying to get it out of bounds, but he couldn't step into it because the pressure was right in his face. Am I wrong? Landers is, man, never mind, says Ponsall. Ponsall, man. I already thought we had gave you one, bro. Cager back. I don't know. Lamar says birth kind of annoying. Go Gators. Very confused by that. We're gonna give him one chance to clarify what he means, and then we all about to hit him with the Stone Cold Stunner. Where's Alex? Where is Alex? Where you at, Lamar? Let's get it. Nice saying, yeah, but see, people like that, I'm telling you, this is what I noticed about the internet. When you're on it long enough, a lot of people say shit just to try to get your attention. Like, it's really on some chick, female, like goofy, like, you know what I'm saying, thought type stuff. Like, you want to get my attention? I'm a grown ass man, bro. You don't need to get my attention like that. This shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no damn, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no chick. What we doing here? I'm trying to say you're annoying, but then why are you here? And it's not like he's been here too. So he's literally been here. He ain't just got here. So he's been here. Point him out now. We gonna give me a little. He want to get my attention. So what it is? I'm gonna give him like 10 more seconds. Why are you here? If I'm annoying, why are you clicked on it? I see what he said, Chris Long. Sometimes I think Chris Long, he be wanting to get blocked too. You the first man to get blocked that's a member of the site. Get him out, coach. I'm gonna get him out, coach. I always ask people, like, if that's the case, then why are you here? It's very simple. Why are you here? Man crush. This man crush internet time. I love your channel. The film reviews are insanely in depth. He's an undercover groupie. He's not an undercover groupie. That's over the covers, bro. When you start doing stuff like you're here, you had to click on this to be here. No, there's no other way to get to someone's content or live stream than to click on it. Right? Am I right or wrong? He heard how you deal with trolls and came to find out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They be wanting to get my attention. They be like, man, maybe he'll say something to me. Where is he at? Y'all got him up out of here? You think UF will be doing a lot of slanting up front? Must be having an out-of-body experience. Hell yeah. How do I feel about Zamir White? Oh, that's the most generic question ever. A lot of slanting on the line to try to, man, I don't know if you want to do that against Georgia. I don't know. You better off not doing that against Georgia. You one false slant with a guy like DeAndre Swift, and he's running over Chauncey Gardner again. Where he go though? Where did he go? That's what I'm saying. I just want him to ask us a simple question: why are you here? If someone is annoying, why would you click on their content to be annoyed? His high cholesterol caused a heart attack. He died. This looks like it'll be an overtime game. That would be hard. That would be hard if it was an overtime game. Headed to Jacksonville in the morning. Damn, you getting there early. Where he go? He trying to wait it out. There's no waiting it out, bro. I can't take another overtime game, says Young Coat. Hey, Keith, believe me, bro. I've been doing this for 6 years, bro. I know I know the game. I'll play it a little bit to just to, have a little fun or whatever like that. But I know what these dudes be. They literally be some of your biggest fans. They'll literally get blocked and come back, get blocked, come back, get blocked. They'll have 5 different screens. They like the content. That's why they're here. Because there's no uncertain terms. Think about it. There's a lot of shit in life that I don't like. You know what I do? I avoid it. I avoid it like the plague. I don't not be like, man, I don't like this. So let me go over there and see what's going on with it. They asking for him to come back. Everybody's asking for him to come back. Tyler Dixon says, who's going to the cocktail party? Everybody out there, let me know if you're actually going to the game. The heck is this? Who out there is actually going to the game? Lamar, where you at, Lamar? Owen's going. 10-4 hat man's going. You said you were gonna be there. Austin's going. D-Pool going. Tyler Dixon going. Well, hold on. You guys put it out there and tell me what fans of teams y'all with. Maybe, all y'all cats can get together and shout top billing. Maybe Lamar will be there and one of y'all can slap his teeth out. 6 year in a row. Go Dog, says Dante. There you go. Gator Nation says Austin. 10-4 hat man's Georgia. Duh. I'm sliding through, says Alexander. You sliding through, but with who? And he got his shirt off all in the pic. And what we doing here, man? There's a whole bunch of dudes here, bro. You got to change your profile pic when you come up in this live stream. That's very Stevia-ish. I'm going this on my birthday, says your boy. I was there when some US fans got murdered in 2002. Damn, somebody got murdered at the game. That's that Oakland Raiders shit. I'll be looking for Tyler Dixon gonna slap out Lamar. Owen's going and says Dog Nation. Hopefully he's going. He's not just saying Dog Nation. Gators going. Austin Rogers. Chris Lone's the towel boy. Green. Oh God. Why do you think Tony takes catches from? Who do you think Tony takes catches from with his return? And do you think he subtracts from the chemistry? I don't think he takes too many catches, man. I think he probably adds into the outside bending edge run game, if anything, right? I don't think they need him to. He doesn't seem to be any more explosive than like Freddie Swain and Josh Hammond, but he can add a dimension to trying to get to the outside in the run game. Lane Mar, where you at, man? Y'all catch him up there. He's trying to wait it out, so we're gonna have to go ahead and block him. Did he wait us out? Nope. Called out. All I asked the man was, "Why are you here?" Like, he probably thought in his mind, like, "Damn, why am I here?" I love Todd Billing. Stan, even Stan was a fan, right? Lane Mar. They pushed the dude out of the parking garage. Damn. Steven said you're gonna get a Todd Billing sign on game day. There you go. Get a Todd Billing sign that says "Real Football Heads," not Lane Mar. Flea flicker again. The first play. Somebody gonna get drilled out if it's a flea flicker in the first play. Where did he go? All right, y'all. Well, we got to get back to it, my man. I appreciate talking to everybody right there, except Lamar. Somehow game day isn't going to Jax. Wait, what? Where's game day going? I ain't watched game day in years, though. Watch your film. With your film watching skills, do you see Trask has the skills to keep Florida relevant? I'm very confused by that. I've done a ton of Kyle Trask stuff here. The hell is that? Done a ton of Kyle Trask stuff here. I'm pretty sure y'all know that. I think he has the skills to pay the bills. They going to Memphis? Dang, that's hard. They just wanted to go get some barbecue. For sure. All right, y'all. As always, man, does Todd Billing have mercy? For who? Heck no, I ain't got no mercy. Not at all. So where's that dude at? He didn't come back, man. Let's go ahead and get him up out of here. Make sure he doesn't ever return again. Well, he will return. You know this. Probably his 15th time returning. Boom. Got him out, coach. Charles Davis said merch. What kind of merch we talking about for Florida? I got them Fab Five Johns coming. I'm gonna debut them bad boys on the Fab Five Johns popping. So maybe I'll put it on the video or something, or maybe I'll put it on the YouTube. Check out. Maybe I can do it at the YouTube stories or whatever they say like that. Maybe I'll try that out and debut the Fab Five shirt, and y'all see if y'all want it. $30 for the Fab Five John, right? I know Florida people got them light ass, small ass pockets, them short ass T-Rex arms, but that's what it's going to be, right? $30 for all the Top Billing brand merchandise right there. Got them T-shirts on pop. So thank you. Merger, email Murph. I need a Philly Flyer hoodie. The email is let me put it in there. They usually block emails for some reason on YouTube. MurphBallin@gmail.com. Merch, I meant, do you have merchandise? I just said the Philly Flyer, the Fab Five shirt, right? Emory Jones. I'm confused. I think Charles Davis is struggling today. No dry fit gear. James Wade. You know what I like? What people do like James Wade. People who would never probably buy anything anyway. They ask for some shit they know you don't got. So he's like, at least I asked. Murph, will you make me a Sloan Cold shirt? I'm confused. You want to wear Top Billing merch? That's what you're talking about? You want to wear Top Billing brand or Top Billing, the actual Top Billing stuff? I can't just have anybody walking around wearing Top Billing stuff, to be honest with you. Top Billing is me and my best friend, so you have to be dope as hell for sure to wear something that says Top Billing on it. But yeah, I got plenty of Top Billing gear that me and my boys wear. Y'all want a Dr. Pressure shirt? I thought about that, but I don't know, man. James West said, don't do that. Come on, James. You know you won't buy nothing. You're going to ask for some shit that you know I don't got. What the hell look like a dry fit shirt? You seen the merchandise that I got. Matthew said he hit me up already. He ain't even ask a price, though. I know Matthew ain't about to buy nothing. Hoodies are expensive, bro. I can't be doing $30 hoodies. Make some trash merch and we'll buy it. I got to do Fab Five, man. He's from Georgia. I've been around him a lot. He's a special talent, so I don't know. I don't know. I might have to do. I might think about the trash. I don't have a good nickname for him. He can't deal with the trash at hand, baby. He's a tough trash. But Fab Five, We got it on deck. All right. Oh, do we have a hater? A slide in hater? Chris, are you one of them slide in haters? Make a Stingley shirt. No, I don't have. I don't know. I don't have anything for Stingley. Just long on how much are the hoodies? Roberto, I got you, bro. I've been looking for you right there. I try to tell you, as you see right now, I'm just now getting my stuff in, popping and stuff like that. So I'm on your stuff tomorrow, man. So I appreciate you. I'm having your stuff. Juggler Joe, I definitely thought about making. So hoodies, man, I think hoodies like $45, bro. Hoodies almost not worth doing. Hoodies are expensive as hell, man. Matthew said how much on $50 for the hoodie, bro. Philly Flyer. Oh, gotta go. Dave Aranda shirt. He wanted Dave Aranda, John. I know why you wanted Dave Aranda, John. He because you want that man to be like, "How you doing, James? How you doing, James?" No, we'll not be doing a Dave Aranda shirt. What else can I say? T-shirt? Nah, you mean what more can I say? Probably maybe real football heads. Maybe I get some YouTube top billing type stuff in that manner, but I don't know if I can just put top billing on stuff. Real football heads, real men watch to the end. Pause. What else we got? Where do you think Joey Gatewood is going? Joey Gatewood probably should go to the starting lineup, if I'm being honest about it. Control Alt Delete, the trash killer. Sugar Daddy says Dopey Dan shirt. Dopey Dan, who's that? Dan Mullen? Matthew says, give me your PayPal. It's the same as the address, bro. You got to hit the friends and family option, but any Cash App or whatever you want to do. Man, I had a whole bunch of people jump on that Cash App, John, man. So shout outs to the people who that came out of nowhere. I wasn't even working anything that day. Cash is just like, man, we're just trying to support. So everybody supporting the movement. I appreciate it. Y'all gonna get off Dan Mullen, man. What the hell is wrong with y'all? And it be Georgia people too. I know you ain't. We got into this thing before. To the same dude, right? They was talking trash about Dan Mullen and was trying to talk about his appearance. I'm like, I'm confused about this. Why is Coach Smart any different than Dan Mullen if that's the case? I think Dan Mullen probably cooler than Coach Smart. You know what I'm saying? I met Coach Smart. He cool as hell or whatever like that. But Dan Mullen look kind of cool to me. I don't understand. Why is everybody getting on Dan Mullen like that? Everybody mad because he be hacking into your defenses. They say he looked like Cutting Eddie though, but your man was over there looking. What did I say he looked like? Your man was over there with that. What was the Dumb and Dumber name? The dude Dumb and Dumber. Lloyd Christmas. Robert want one of them Wody shirts, exotic orange juice and all that. Y'all want them? Mullen be rocking them J's though. He do be rocking them J's. He was rocking them J's, I think, even before he got to Florida. You think Georgia will allow a rushing touchdown? I thought somebody already asked that. Oh, your boy's making y'all mad? Somebody got to get him up out of there, coach. Matthew Barnes, won't you hit the Cash App, John? Cash App right there, Matthew. Jordan game is strong. Man, them Jordans this year, man, I don't like them. With the Jordan ones, last year when they had the patent leather Johns on, man, them was sick. What Jordan should they do next? The Jordan ones, are those the Jordan ones they're wearing? I don't think those are working out too good. I even noticed Michael Thomas, who was like one of the first cats I seen with him. He's still rocking the patent leather ones for the New Orleans Saints. I know I don't think a lot of people are even wearing the Jordans on the Jordan brand teams this year. I don't think the ones they didn't do them that well. They make them too colorful. It's like 10 colors. The 11s, I don't remember what the 11 was. All right, Matthew, I got it, but you got to send me your address and stuff in the notes and stuff like that. Just do that in the inbound and tell me your size and everything like that. I'll get on that bad boy. But obviously, I got to get the hoodie, so I don't just have them here. So I had to get the hoodie, and hopefully, maybe I have a size that's yours. Oh hell, I'm just gonna send it to a unknown address, Matthew. Just email it, murphbaldwin@gmail.com. Email me your size and your address. What you think about the black Florida jersey? Florida has a black jersey? When? When, Sway? We got beef up in here. Now your boy mad at B Wyman. They teased it and Mullen says it's coming. Man, I don't know. I think the man, they need to get them. Yeah, the 11s. Is the 11s the one where with the game winning jumper against Utah? Those the 11s? Those would be dope as a cleat. Florida has some gator skin jerseys. Please don't do that. The Concords they already did. The Concords that they did last year, right? Florida's was real dope. Florida has those best jerseys, man, when they wear like the all white, like the throwback ones, and then the blue one too, with the white helmets. Those are sick, man. Those are some great uniforms. All white LSU unis are fire, says B Wyman. But you're an LSU fan. Actually, LSU got the best uniform to me, probably in a sport. But I like the purple one. To me, you're like everybody has an all white, so I don't see why the LSU's all white would be better than everybody else's. Is the fact that they have a great color uniform. A lot of people's color uniforms, you just be like, oh, that's all right. But the freaking purple LSU, nasty. The UF throwbacks, nasty. Hawaii got dope jersey. I ain't seen Hawaii's jersey. You talking about the old school Hawaii? Oh, Sloan, you just like that rainbow, huh? All right, Matthew, I got you, bro. We'll get it. That purple is top tier for sure. UF throwbacks, man. Them hard. And they wore those throwbacks in the Alabama game back in the day with Tebow, like 2007. Ohio State's unis you like? I like Ohio State's uniforms just to be not necessarily just a uniform, just for that silver accent. That's pretty dope. Oregon's unis best hands down, but they got 56 different ones, so you have to pick one. 06 versus Alabama, yeah, the throwbacks versus throwbacks. Alabama had a throwback on that year too. The black OSU is awesome. You know, they do have a dope black. Georgia has a dope black, right? Georgia's black might be the best because it does have that silver accent as well. Louisville has some good ones. Yeah, Louisville's dope. Chargers powder blues, definitely one of my favorites. Alabama's ankle high socks. Nah, I don't like that. I like the size to go up to your knees. I like anybody who had the socks that like go way up and they have like the stripes. That's why I always used to like to rock the tall socks with the stripes, the horizontal stripes. Who else had? We gotta get out of here. Who else? One more, man. Let's get to 250, and then we out. We out. Gave y'all 3 hours. 250. Give me the thumbs up. Even Lane Mar, I know you still sitting there crying and shit like that. I finally gave you some attention in your life. 250. Let's get it. Red helmet, red jersey with the silver trousers. And I'm not a big fan of the Georgia red uniforms. I like the black though. LSU purple tights, white bottoms with the special white helmet. Purple and white one? What about the one with the gold? The purple and gold Jones? The regular ones. The count will bite on the play action to get burned over the top. Why you wish that upon that man? He said that he's learned his lesson from those play actions. But that probably will happen. The black is sick for UGA. Yeah, that's dope. Berto says, how does he look at the merchandise? I don't know, store or something, bro. You gotta be watching the live streams and then some of the content you see when you're wearing them and stuff like that. So you heading to Grambling homecoming, James? How many dope chicks will James Wade be seeing this weekend? He about to get it in. Shout out to you, James. Appreciate it, bro. Don't be asking me about no dry fit. Next thing you know, he be like, Murph, do you have umbrella? No, he don't want to buy none. National media needs to put some respect on Sean Davis's name. For doing what? Bouncing off tackles and taking poor angles? Come on, bro. Y'all riding them that one interception against Auburn kind of hard. Sean Davis is a decent player, but I don't know what to say. Do you do recruiting shows on signing day? I'm only a month and a half into doing live streams, so I've never had a signing day to do a show. So I'm still young with this. we'll see when we get there. More than likely, I will be doing recruiting shows at the time. I will say that. You run 4 or 5 times a week. I hear you, bro. We all working on stuff like I don't got no damn dry fit. UGA needs to get rid of the Green Bay G. Dang, for real? Why you do that? You trying to get a rise out of UGA people. Florida needs to try 21 at safety. That would be Trey Dean. We already said that. 15 times, Charles. What's wrong with you, bro? Sean Davis providing bulletin board material. What'd he say? Sean Davis said something? We were doing good. It's been like 2 live streams since somebody asked me if I had a team. So this dude just broke the live stream streak. We were doing good. My team is called Top Billing, and it's called Unbiased Analysis and Coverage. Yo boy trying to slap Lamar. Georgia media member misquoted him. Why am I not surprised? Georgia is the worst media people ever. And I hate them all. A lot of people saying Canelo will stop Kovalev. What they trying to say with the body shots? I can see your man Kovalev needing a change of draws after this, but I'm not sure he'll be stopped. I don't know. He does have some of the best body shots in the business, so I don't know. That's a tough one on me. I do think he'll win, though, but I don't know if he'll stop Kovalev. Oh, that's dope, man. There's dope-ass games after that. I'm going to be all over that Canelo Kovalev this weekend. That's going to be a good-ass fight. Florida should also try Chester Kimber. Oh, I forgot about Chester. Why ain't y'all mention him? I wouldn't try him there. I would just move Marco there, and then I would let Kyer Elam play on the outside. That's what I want to see. Travis Anderson says, I'm saying general, bro. Well, I don't know. What does that matter? And if I say someone's team, they're going to be like, oh, he's biased. So there's no need to really even go there. Just watch my content, man. It doesn't matter who or what I like or anything like that. Merck's still on his mug grinding. Still grinding out mugs. Kyer at the corner. Marco at nickel. I think you meant to say. Marco at Nicole. I don't know what that means. All right, y'all. I appreciate it, man. We'll get back into the lab maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday or whenever like that, but we'll come back with it. Shout outs to everybody who's a real football head. I enjoy kicking it with your boy. Y'all know it gets lively and your boy gets spirited with the people and everything like that. But as always, man, I appreciate everybody, regardless if you think I do or I don't. And of course, I want to slap their haters or whatever like that. But them haters don't do nothing, man. We brush them off or whatever like that. But they keep showing and contributing to the funds, right? They keep clicking on everything. That's because they absolutely love it, right? So it is what it is, right? But let me get a couple more thumbs up from y'all to get to the 255 and we're good. And also we'll go ahead and get it out of here. I just need 10. Everybody finish it for me. What more can I say? Peace out, Aaron. Gotta get this Russian dude up out of here. Roberto Hardy. I'm on it, bro. Roberto Hardy, you tricked me, man. You live in Washington, though, bro. I'm not looking at anyone's question. You want me to look at your question, super chat it. I'm not scrolling up. He was a Russian dude. You ain't see him. He said something that looked like it was Russian. I had to get him up out of here. All right, we got 1, 2, 3. James A. Winston, shout out to you. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Sloan Cole. Shout out to Fanta. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Steph. Shout out to Robert Taylor. Wait, hold on. That's not really. That's the opening. You need some Elias Ricks content. Used to be in the Navy. Okay. You got me there, man. Shipping's way different. I thought you was in Georgia, bro. You were way in Washington. You got me real good. B. Wyman, shout out. Chris Sloan meant the Patreon. Chris Sloan is Sloan. He's Sloan off that woody. Todd Billings Sports Analysis. Thank you. Todd Billings is coughing. All right, that's 10. Thank you, guys. I'm up out of here. Peace. Boom.